Matthew McConaughey. There's some. I enjoy that particular movie. But the Hunt for Red October, I was a sonar technician, so I was like Jonesy, not that cool, right? It made it. They obviously make you look like you're really awesome. But yeah, that was a good movie as well. I would stay away from that. That one about the one about the Alabama.
Yeah, when you said
mutiny, they made that submarine look like it was like a aircraft carrier.
I know. When he said, "I'll tell you the one that's not good," I knew which one he was talking about. The Crimson Tide gets destroyed. So I knew that's the one he was talking about.
Yeah, I shouldn't talk bad about the Crimson Tide. We're really close to Alabama.
You're right in the wheelhouse here.
But yeah, that movie was not my friend.
Yeah.
So.
Man, it's been cool catching up with you. Again, man, we appreciate your crew so much. You guys are what makes the United States the greatest country in the world. Your sacrifice and your willingness to stand the line and protect us. So I hope you know how much we appreciate what you guys have done.
Well, I appreciate that. My buddies, my shipmates, whatever, we appreciate that. And like I said, we're just trying to, I wouldn't say relive old glory years, but, you know, you got to stay in touch with the people that are important with you, the guys that would call you at 2 a.m. and you don't ask any questions and you go like, where are we meeting?
Yeah, right.
Love
what do you
it.
want me to bring?
Love it.
Right? That's the kind of tight group that I'm with.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you stopped by, man. Enjoy your trip to Alabama/Florida, and enjoy the Floribama.
I appreciate you having me on. I think this is my first podcast or whatever we're doing.
Yeah,
today.
it's a show.
It's ours too.
I got to say this, Ryan, at 2 o'clock on the Floribama YouTube channel, we're going to do, or no, at 1 o'clock, we're going to do more of this. So,
okay.
Why don't you swing back and hang out with us via video at 1?
So 1 hour from now on the Floribama YouTube.
Tomorrow, 1 to 2. Steve, I, Jen.
Come out. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe Mike here.
Yeah.
Mike Concho.
Mike Concho will be back tomorrow. However, I might be a little more undercover. You may have a hard time recognizing me. I'll be a little more maybe a little more low key.
Man, you're fantastic. Love it. All right, thank you, boys. Y'all have fun down there. Okay, good to see you.
Thanks for having me, bro.
See you. Have a great weekend.
Yep, y'all too.
Roll Tide, everybody.
That's gonna do it for the next round. Don't forget, Mick and Jay Coker do the last call that is always available on demand. OG Kickoff. They've got a new one up reacting to the draft of the Kalen DeBoer contract extension. That is available on demand as well. You can always get the next reel on demand. When Lance gets back from Germany, he and Tyler will have some more of that coming out. You've got us on YouTube or any of the social media accounts. Make sure you're followed and subscribed. Follow at Next Round Live. Subscribe to the Next Round Live YouTube. Set your alerts so you know when we're live. If you catch us on audio podcast, or even if you don't, go set automatic downloads so the show downloads every day. That helps us a ton. We cannot thank you enough for the time you spend with us all the time. This week has been fun. I appreciate it. Dunaway will be back on Monday. We'll have some more fun then. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you Monday on the Next Round.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day.
Birmingham, get ready to pregame with the Birmingham Legion FC at the Coca-Cola Soccer Block Party May 7th from 2 to 6 at Protective Stadium. Bring the whole family for music, giveaways, and tons of family football fun for free from 2 to 6 May 7th at Protective Stadium. After the party, the Birmingham Legion FC takes on Miami FC with kickoff at 7 o'clock. Tickets for the match are available at bhmlegion.com. Come kick it at Protective May 7th with the Birmingham Legion FC and enjoy ice-cold Coca-Cola, because fan work is thirsty work.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
So much to get to today, including a major recruiting win for both Auburn and Alabama over the weekend. That coming up in our first segment. We'll react to what happened over in Talladega over the weekend in the NFL draft. And an early bracketology from Joe Lunardi.
What?
After we've gone through the portal and roster remaking, did Stephen Pearl and Nate Oats rebuild enough to be included in bracketology?
Do you find it ironic that we criticize Joe for not doing enough bracketologies in early March, yet he drops one in late April?
He's gotten better. He's gotten better about that. But, yeah, he's not afraid to drop one right now. I would imagine it's all about clicks, and it got me
What's not about clicks anymore?
It got me over the weekend. But the big thing that got me over the weekend was Kalen DeBoer, who is coming off that massive contract extension. And now he gets yet another big-time quarterback recruit. Now, it's a long way to signing day, as everybody pointed out to me over the weekend. But 5-star, number 1 recruiting quarterback in this class in 2027, Elijah Haven, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, hence the Canes and the Walk-Ons. Our friends at Walk-Ons logos behind him at his announcement.
Very well sold.
Opens up the jacket. He's got the Alabama T-shirt on, and he is an Alabama commitment. He talks about relationships, Kalen DeBoer, his relationship, and how he has fostered great quarterbacks in the past, and referenced Ty Simpson going in the first round as an example. Felt at home there, has made a lot of visits to Bryant-Denny Stadium. 6'5", 215 from Baton Rouge. I'm going to say Baton Rouge a lot here. He picks Alabama over Georgia, but he is a block or two away from Lane Kiffin with his high school season coming up. Before we react to what kind of player Elijah Haven is and what he means for this Alabama class, when you see a commitment like this in April, knowing how long it is to December, do you feel like this one is firmly in Alabama's camp? Because one thing we have working now, Brownie, and I don't know every state law, and we'll get to the Auburn commitment in a segment, but this falls in the Auburn category. There are NIL laws in some state, and the Auburn running back who signed, I think, has already signed a NIL agreement with Auburn. So I think he is locked in, and if he goes somewhere else, Auburn gets paid some money. I don't know Elijah's deal at Baton Rouge, but do you feel confident that this guy follows Keelan Russell, the path he's taken, and ends up in Tuscaloosa? A lot of Alabama fans believe this is just the next in a perfect line of succession of Alabama quarterbacks.
I mean, as confident as I feel about any recruit, I mean, this day and age, who knows? He's right there in LSU's backyard, and as you well know, LSU is spending money left and right, but, you know, they've tended to lean more towards the transfer portal. Some of that, though, I think is because Lane Kiffin was trying to build a roster for year 1. This is a roster for year 2 and 3, if you're talking about Elijah Haven. So you do wonder, you know, do they circle back? And did it benefit Alabama that there was a coaching change? That maybe part of that recruitment was helped by the fact that Brian Kelly's staff, who I assume was recruiting this guy very heavily. He's right there.
Everybody was, yeah. Number one.
You know, and then you've got the changeover there for a minute. So the door was kicked open for whoever else wanted to swoop in there and try to get this guy.
The guy won a state championship for his classification this year. I mean, I don't want to do, you know, Matt Moscano's show, but I would imagine out by his pool smoking his big cigar on Baton Rouge, you know, Sports Talk Radio, ESPN Radio down there, the great Matt Moscano. I know there's a wealth. They've already got an Elite 11 quarterback, a 4-star in this class right now in the 2027 class, but you can't let a 5-star number one recruit in college football when it comes to that position at quarterback, who's a state champion and lives in Baton Rouge. He can't get away from Lane Kiffin, right?
So, I mean, it's the conventional wisdom, but, you know, no matter how much the money is, kids don't always just want to stay home. Like, we always assume, well, he's right in Tennessee's backyard. He's right in Georgia's backyard. Sometimes kids just want to get away, too. I mean, don't discount that, right? I mean, sometimes I went to college very close to home. Jacksonville State was 15 minutes away from where I grew up. Heck, half of my graduating class at Sachs High School, the ones that went to college, probably went to Jacksonville State. So, I went to college very close to home. There are a lot of kids, though, that they don't want to go in their hometown. They want to get away. And you got to remember, Elijah Haven grew up when Alabama was the standard of college football. And that has slipped off right now. Kalen DeBoer is trying to get it back, but they were the standard of college football because, you know what jumps out at me from this whole thing there's several things that jump out at me, but the most from his graphic. If Scott could throw his personal graphic back up, if you don't mind, Scott, his personal graphic back up, and I want to ask if there's something that jumps out of this graphic to you. Look at that graphic right there. Is there anything that jumps out at you? Just give me observations, because there's one major one for me.
We're talking about the actual graphic that Hayes Fawcett has built.
Yeah, but Hayes Fawcett built that. So Hayes builds that, not necessarily, but I wonder how much input the player has. There's a reason I'm asking this question.
Because of the link?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the link, and that was something that's like 2 years ago now, and it was really just a handful of players that were kind of behind that, one of those being Jalen Milroe.
Yeah.
I think the link stuff is kind of dying off, but my point is, when this guy was in his formative years, the link thing was a big deal. But I guess Hayes built that, right? So that's Hayes putting that in there?
Hayes built it, but I would imagine these guys have some influence.
Maybe some creative control. I mean, this is their number one quarterback, so this is a pretty big recruit.
I will tell you this. The instant I was reading, I think it was On 3. It was either On 3 or 24/7, the scouting report on this guy. And I went back and looked at a couple of them. One of them, his sophomore year, so 2 years ago, could grow out of the quarterback position. That's how fast he was growing. He's 6'5".
Right.
Two-sport guy, too. So I think the other sport was basketball, not baseball.
Yeah, I did notice he was 6'5", which is a pretty tall quarterback.
Which gets to the most recent comparison that he gets. You'll put his tape in, and instantly you'll see a lot of – hadn't had this comparison in a long time, but for a decade we had a lot of these for big guys. You'll see a lot of Cam Newton in his game is what you get. I hate labeling people. A lot of Cam Newton, a lot of Tim Tebow. That's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, it's a bunch to ask of someone.
Yeah. State champion, though, completed 72% of his passes last year, and he's now an Alabama commitment. And I want to just speak to Kalen DeBoer and what he and Courtney Morgan have done a little bit. But it seems like they get a big quarterback recruit in every class.
There's a reason it seems that way.
Right?
They do. Yeah, I mean, according to On 3, they have gotten Keelan Russell, who's these rankings according to On 3. Keelan Russell, the number 2 quarterback in the nation, 5-star. The next year, with Keelan Russell already signed in-house, looking like the future, Jet Tamala, 4-star. He was the first 4-star of the quarterbacks. The top 4 were 5-stars. He was the top 4-star. The 5th-ranked quarterback in the nation. And then over the weekend, Elijah Haven, 5-star, number 1 quarterback in the nation. So in his last 3, assuming Haven signs, in his last 3 signing classes, he would have had number 2, number 5, number 1 quarterbacks overall in the country. The guy can flat recruit quarterbacks. Say what you want about Kalen DeBoer. You can criticize a lot of things. But the one thing you simply really can't criticize, they've done a really good job recruiting overall. They've been, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but top 2 or 3 a lot.
Number 2 and number 3.
Yeah.
Last 2 years.
Last
3
2 years.
2 years ago, 2 last year.
And I think his first year they were like 5th or 6th or something like that. Which is
5-star recruits in last year's recruiting class. Probably went underreported.
Yeah, so the guy can recruit. There's no doubt about that. But he specifically can recruit quarterbacks. I mean, quarterbacks, whatever Kalen DeBoer is selling, and I do think there's a track record there. I mean, you mentioned it a moment ago. Just look at Michael Penix, first round, going to the Atlanta Falcons. You come in, basically 1 year you coach Jalen Milroe. The guy goes from, I don't know if he'll play running back into the NFL, to at least a drafted quarterback, and he's a backup in the NFL. You coach Ty Simpson for 1 year. The guy goes at a top 15 pick out of never even started college football to a top 15 pick. I mean, that is a pretty good coaching track record recently of your quarterbacks, and it looks like recruits are buying into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Elijah Haven, 5-star commitment to Alabama. We'll talk where Alabama's class is, and we'll get to Auburn in a second. But first part of the show being brought to you by our friends at Kalshi. Before Brownie tells us about Kalshi, while we're talking Alabama quarterbacks, and I know you had Lance on from Europe on Friday.
Yep.
To react to Ty Simpson going. I had no problem with Ty Simpson going to the Rams. I predicted it with our friends at Kalshi. I threw a nice little wager down.
So did Lance.
There's the the odds were just so good.
Yeah.
Team to draft Ty Simpson. I took the Los Angeles Rams and got a nice little payout there with our friends at Kalshi. Just proof that I had Ty Simpson there. And did I think it'd be 13th overall? No, I thought the Rams would buy back in.
Yeah.
And,
you were playing a later draft
and
pick.
Get him later on, but
Right.
I did think it would be the Rams who would get him, and because you see, last season it felt like there was a Rams scout at every Alabama game I was at.
Oh, really?
Home and away,
Yeah.
home and away. So they saw a lot of they liked in Ty Simpson, but there to your point. Another reason why Elijah Haven's in there, and another reason why I love our friends at Kalshi.
Yeah, Kalshi.com or the Kalshi app. Right now you can play the NBA postseason tonight. Late game Minnesota at Denver. Denver 81% in that one. So heavy for Denver as they are 81% with our friends at Kalshi. Detroit at Orlando, the earlier game. A little bit closer. Detroit 59%. Orlando 42%, and that one is a couple of teams fighting for their lives. You could play those games at Kalshi, Kalshi.com.
The difference, though, is the Pistons is the number one overall seed in the East.
Yeah.
They're fighting for their lives, so I like the 1.65 times, 59% Detroit, because if they lose tonight, it could be over. I mean, they're all in tonight. Give me Detroit.
Big trouble. This goes back to that conversation we had about, do you really not want to play the 1 seed? Like, you remember when we were talking about in the playing game, was it better to get the 1 seed? You can play those games at Kalshi. You could play politics. You could play crypto. You could play pop culture. So much there at Kalshi. You can take positions on any of those things, not just sports. Kalshi.com, and we recommend you getting the Kalshi app. But either way, whichever one you choose, make sure you use code TNR to get $10 on your first $10 position. That is code TNR for $10 on your first $10 position with our friends at Kalshi.
I mean, I had 2 losing tickets on the first night of the draft, but I had 2 big winning tickets.
What'd you have?
I had Ty Simpson to the Rams, and I picked David Bailey to go second overall in the draft.
Oh, wow, to the Jets.
And that paid well as well. And Maggie and I were back in town for some graduation things at that point. Yes, we made it back that night, and we were at dinner. No, we weren't. We were still down there. It was Friday. We were back here.
It all runs
Thursday
together.
night. We were on vacation, still down, and the draft is going on, but we're eating dinner. And you know how it is. You're at a romantic dinner. It's just you and your wife, but your phone is not making a sound. But it's a darker restaurant. You see it pop up, and I glance over there, and I went. Not saying my wife didn't know I was occasionally taking positions at Kalshi.
Right.
But she was like, what was that? And I said, oh, I just won. And I was like, probably should tell you that I'm taking some positions at a thing called Kalshi. And she's like, oh, Jim. And I was like, it's perfectly legal in Alabama, all 50 states.
All 50 states legal.
So much fun. And, at that point, if Lance was here, it's like, oh, did you get your balls out of her purse at that point? And at that point, I was like, oh, it's not just sports, baby. You can actually, and I started pulling up, and now I'm selling her on it. I'm like, look, #1 song this week on Billboard. Who do you think it's going to be? And I was like, she was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. I was like, they're called Poly Markets,
That's all right. You're an expert all of a sudden.
You want dessert? Another glass of wine?
Because all of a sudden dinner is free. Thank you, Ty Simpson.
Thank you, Ty Simpson and David Bailey. So it all worked out good. Our friends at Kalshi, promo code TNR right there. So much fun. Auburn gets a big recruit over the weekend, and as I said, they are now they're locked with this guy. No, Myson Johnson Cook, a 4-star running back. He's not going to go anywhere else. If he does, according to my sources, Auburn will get paid for him going somewhere else.
Way it should be, by the way.
Because coming out of, I think he's out of the state of Florida. Am I right about that, Forrester? Thumbs up there, state of Florida guy. Think so? Yeah.
No.
Nope.
No.
East St. Louis, Illinois.
That's
God,
right.
Jim,
That's right.
so close.
So close.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
the Florida of the North.
Yeah, East St. Louis, Illinois, right there on the banks of the Mississippi. If you've ever been there, it's got some Florida man vibes to it right there in East St. Louis. So he's from there, but he has an NIL deal from my sources that ties him in to Auburn, and if he ends up going somewhere else, you know, that the old flipperoo, Auburn gets paid for that. So we're almost to the contractual part of this, not signed on signing day, but signed in NIL. So feel really good about this guy ending up down at Auburn. And, you know, we talk about reputation. Running back reputation is pretty good at Auburn. And this is a big get, Alex Golish's class early on here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is – I think there are a couple things obviously, when you hire a new coach, you want to see the results on the field. That's going to be primary. But it takes a minute to get to the results on the field because they get hired like in December or January, and you don't play again, obviously, until August or September. So it takes a minute to get there. Spring can sometimes be a liar, so you don't really worry about the spring game as much. I think the first telltale sign on is this a good hire or not, one of the first check boxes are, let me see the first 3 or 4 recruits he gets committed.
That's right.
Like, how can this guy recruit? Are we getting 2- and 3-star offensive guards, or are we getting, high-end skill players?
And in this day and age, it also tells you, do we have the money lined up? Do we have the NIL lined up? Do we have everything in order?
Is there alignment to your point?
And you get a lot of recruits on campus during the season, but in spring football, they're not in season. They're out traveling around too. Some make it down for A-Day spring games and things like that.
Yeah, and I think, when you've got an offensive coach like Alex Golish, a guy that's known for his offense, there is some validation, some small validation, to seemingly highly recruited players wanting to play in that system, right?
That's right.
I do think that helps you as a fan. You're like, okay, if he can get highly rated quarterbacks or running backs or receivers to say, yes, I'll go play in that system, that at least tells me the people around them think that system's, a quality system for that player.
Now, in fairness, we mentioned because, Elijah Haven, Alabama's quarterback recruit, was in Baton Rouge. I mean, that's Baton Rouge. I mean, that's a SEC town, and Lane Kiffin is there, so I brought up the flip, having to hold off all comers at some point for Elijah Haven, maybe even Sark at Texas. I mean, the money people. I don't know if you noticed, Missouri spends a lot of NIL money. They do a good job, and pretty good reputation at Eli Drinkwitz at finding running backs.
Yeah, I mean, he's had some good ones. Ahmad Hardy
coming back to Missouri.
That's right.
Kejuan Lacey was a Missouri guy.
Yeah,
he's at Ole Miss
now.
But he was a Missouri running back first. Getting this kid out of East St. Louis, Illinois, which is on the banks of St. Louis, Missouri, East St. Louis, Illinois. That's just what is that? About an hour and a half from Como. That's a pretty big get for Auburn. And I told you we wouldn't do this in the first segment, Forrester, in true Dunaway fashion on his first day back. Let's do this in the first segment. Let's bring up Brooks, and this is at Next Round Live. Brooks's graphic of where the recruiting rankings are, and give me Brooks's microphone here. Brooks, tell me, Auburn with this commitment here. Auburn's been a mover since you last did this graphic. Tell everybody what you're doing with this graphic, and it's a continuing theme you have going at Next Round Live to keep up with recruiting, because this is a big couple of months in recruiting.
Yeah, so I'm updating this, every 10 to 14 days. First time I did it was on April 17th. Auburn, I believe, either had 0 or 1 commit at the time and was dead last in the conference. So in a matter of, obviously this is very fluid. It can change a lot, but Auburn jumped from the basement in the SEC all the way up to 6th with 3-4-star commits over the last couple of weeks. So Alex Golish getting it going on the recruiting trail. Alabama jumped from 36th ranked nationally to 29th with their, and obviously that's still not very great compared to what people expect from Alabama. Usually they're really great late in the cycle historically. But they did jump a few spots with the big 5-star quarterback commit over the weekend.
I think
now listen real quickly, Brian.
Okay.
I know you guys have gone 10 days without this, the Jim Dunaway experience,
right.
all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of like the Jimi Hendrix experience?
Yeah.
It's the Jimmy Dunaway experience.
It's got a little TM next to it. It's trademark.
And you're still relatively new to this. I mean, you interned with us at Jock, so you got a little bit of it over there. We never worked together in TV, but Forrester was around me a lot in my TV days, so Forrester knows what's coming here. I'm going to question the validity of your graphic here. There's no way Alabama's 12th in the SEC, and they just got the number 1 quarterback in the country. I mean, Brooks, come on. Alabama's logo can't be 12th with 6 commitments.
Yeah, and behind Vandy and Kentucky.
That's even more startling.
So I'm just I'm not sending you back to the drawing board, but they just got Elijah Haven. That's got to put them in the top 5.
Well, don't blame me. Blame the little thing right there below the header that says via On3 Sports Composite ranking.
Yeah, I don't know if On3's on a riverboat in Europe over the weekend. They haven't updated their rankings yet.
And that would be a composite of Rivals, which is owned by On3 now, ESPN, and 24/7 Sports.
That's the reason we use On3. They compile them all. I mean, it's hard to argue, Jim.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know if we've been updated since Elijah Haven. I don't know if you know this, Brooks, but this guy could be the next Cam Newton.
Yeah, I mean, updated as of 7:45 this morning. So.
Okay,
they got 2 4-stars and a 5-star.
All right.
By the way, don't forget this is the second quarterback in this class. I mean, let's not gloss over the fact
Trent
that
Seaborn.
Trent Seaborn out of your Thompson High School.
That's right.
Also was committed, so they have a 4-star, 21st rated quarterback in the nation, and a 5-star, the number 1 quarterback.
I will say, if you notice, only 3 commits from Auburn. The recruiting services must really like the 3 commits for them to be all the way ranked 12th nationally. Like, they must really value the 3 commits that Auburn has, because that's the LSU and Auburn both now top 12 in the country, and they only have 3 and 4 commits.
Well, they are 3 4-stars, the 50th, 132nd, and 250th player in the nation.
Listen, I'm not asking for a recount.
I'm looking at it. He's right.
But update. If this graphic changes during the course of the show, please update me. That's the Jim Dunaway experience there. That's a little recruiting talk to start the show. Brought to you by our friends at Regions. Regions Tradition Week. Am I right? The forecast for at one point we were laying on the beach, covered in Hawaiian tropic coconut smelling tanning oil. And
so instead of sunscreen, you went tanning oil, which enhances the rays.
Yes. I mean, just get a little base going. I don't want to throw my leg up here to show you the base tan, but wow. And at one point, my wife says, for our son's graduation next Saturday, May 2nd, the high in Birmingham is 57 degrees. There's no way.
May 2nd?
I'm not going to question my wife like I did Brooks' recruiting graphics.
You should. She's incorrect.
Is it not 57 degrees on Saturday?
It is not.
What is Saturday?
I've got the high at 71.
71, okay.
Yes. Now, perhaps it has changed since she told you that.
Maybe so. Do we have any cold spell coming up?
If you consider 70 a cold spell on Friday, yes.
Well, I mean, 70 in May in Alabama, that's pretty cold.
I'll take it.
Tyler, don't start. Tyler's a cold weather guy.
I wish it was 40 degrees right now.
I know you do, and you're incorrect in this.
Yeah. I got a yes from Scott.
Yeah,
Amen.
Both of you can be wrong at the same
time. I want
to
say it was last May where we had a cold spell the first week, and it was like in the 40s.
Oof, no, thank you.
It was a high?
Yes. I remember working still at 3340, and it was like...
That feels incorrect.
I block all of that stuff out.
Yeah.
Anyway, weather, keep your eye on the weather. A lot of fun Wednesday, but some weather in the area. But Wednesday, we're at the Regions Tradition. I'll be on the first tee again. And, Brownie, you can still get tickets. They're on sale. Yeah.
Regionstradition.com, regionstradition.com. All starts with that Wednesday Pro-Am, with all the great celebrities like Kalen DeBoer and Kirby Smart, Stephen Pearl making his first appearance. Nate Oats will be out there. Our buddy Charles Barkley, Dale Murphy, the Braves great, all out there for the Regis Tradition Celebrity Pro-Am. It's the Regis Tradition presented by Coca-Cola. Buy tickets now, and you can go see some of the greats in golf history play in a Champions Tour major. This is a major on the Champions Tour, and that part of it starts on Thursday, all down at Greystone. Wednesday through Sunday with a Pro-Am Wednesday, and then the major championship taking place Thursday through the weekend. wrapping up Sunday. RegentsTradition.com. It's the Regents Tradition presented by Coca-Cola.
And our friends at Hemp Hill, I just told you about 70 degrees, 88 degrees. It's all over the place. Heating, cooling, they handle it for you with our friends at Hemp Hill. The name Birmingham has trusted since the 1950s. We're approaching 100 years of Hemp Hill services being the best in the business. You can get an appointment there, 205-229-2090, 229-2090, or just go online to Hemp Hill and look that up, and you'll find all the great things they do, whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues in your home or your business. They're ready to serve you. Our friends there at Hemp Hill, they also bring you Lance's Lock, lanceslock.com there to check that out. We went racing yesterday over at Talladega, and the winner was Carson Hocevar. And, at Talladega, it's a big win anytime. Here's Hocevar's celebration. He's out of his car. He's driving his car. Thank you, Stormy Normie 42, for showing that from the stands there. But he's got the 77, and he's driving it out of his car.
Boom!
If I can get cut 5 there, Tyler. He's got that thing locked and loaded and doing the burnout. Hocevar took time to explain to everybody after the celebration of him out of the car of why he celebrates that way.
All right, so I literally have been dreaming of this celebration for forever. And, I have, super long legs because I'm 6'4". And so I figured I could take advantage of, trying to ride on the door, because I feel like every time I, do the celebration, just roll and listen to the fans, I feel like they can't tell if I can hear them or, they can't even see me. So I'm trying to right here figure it out. I stalled it twice, but right here I don't have the steering wheel on. I literally don't have the steering wheel on because I had to take the steering wheel off to get my leg to a point where I could drop the clutch, and then I had to put the wheel on. So right here I'm literally like, all right, I just risked everything, and now this is going to be a complete failure. I'm just going to run this thing straight to the wall with me on the left door. This is never going to be allowed ever. But finally I figured it out, and we get rolling, and the second I figured it out, it was the loudest thing I've ever heard. I remember literally everything, rolling and, top, bottom, just how many people had 77, how many people had Chili's, but just more than anything, how many people stayed. I couldn't believe they all just stayed and took advantage. Right here, I tried to catch a beer. I thought that was going to be really funny if I could, catch it. Maybe we would make ESPN top 10 or something, but, I tried to catch it. It was really close to me, it felt like, but ultimately this is just the most. I didn't realize I had a door, Mark. That's the coolest thing ever. But this is just cool. I don't even have anything else to say. It just I wanted to remember this whole thing, and just visualize it all, and I felt like I couldn't have done a better job, and it's unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So bizarre.
That packed, that grandstand's iconic in NASCAR, and to be able to celebrate that way, rolling out outside of your car. But 6'4" for a NASCAR driver to reach the gas and the brake when needed, and put the steering wheel back on before you crash the car and get blocked in on the left side there to get the celebration going. Dreamed of it his whole life, and it finally happened.
NASCAR is a short guy sport, though, right? Like Michael Waltrip was 6'2", or is 6'2". Michael's still with us.
And remember, they invented the hatch for him to come out of for safety reasons.
So this guy's one of the taller NASCAR drivers ever at 6'4".
Yeah. He'd be one inch shorter than Alabama's new quarterback commitment.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. I like Scott, and I like this guy. Scott says that in the chat. I'd never heard of this guy. I don't know if he's an up-and-comer or whatever. Riding the old Chili 77. It, honest to goodness, looks like a race car from a movie about NASCAR.
It does.
Because it's a weird number with a known sponsor. And then he's got this, what I initially thought when I first glanced at the video was an actual Western shirt on in Victory Lane, only to realize, no, that is his racing suit designed to look like a Western shirt.
Yep. Because Chili's is a Southwestern grill, I believe.
I've heard that, yes.
They got the Southwest egg rolls.
Again, only have eaten it at Chili's in an airport. I have never eaten at one outside an airport.
You're missing out.
Well, it's kind of tough to find one around here.
Get you a $1 cocktail and the triple dipper.
Wow.
Tyler. So is his car, like when he's standing on top of it, it's still like in gear running?
It does look to be that case. Yeah. Yeah.
This guy plays loose with the rules, doesn't he?
Yeah. Since I'm back again, I'll go ahead and say I'm not going to, like I challenged Brooks's graphic. I would inspect his car. Because he seems to have a lot of tricks up his sleeve.
He really does he not?
He's able to keep the burnout going while he's out of the car. He's able to drive it while he's out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's NASCAR legal.
Yeah.
I would question whether or not he can win the race or not.
That's a great point. I had not thought of in those terms.
I mean, he's got that hammered down. Now, when he gets out all the way, the burnout stops. Okay, so the wheel's not still going.
Okay, we just got
have a
smoke
lock
going.
device.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, he wasn't eating what was it? The chip and dipper? What'd you call it? I mean,
the triple dipper.
The triple dipper, riding down the back straight in middle of the race. He's like, I'm just gonna cruise here and eat my triple dipper here.
Yeah, it's not a Will Ferrell movie.
The honey chicken crispers.
Yeah. Wow, you know that menu quite well.
Way too much. Way too much. All right, that's our opening segment. When we come back, reaction to the Big Ten and the SEC and the NFL draft. Everybody's got some hot takes on that. I've got 4 downs today. Some interesting questions for you, and the Power 4 schools that did not have any draft picks.
Oh.
Do you know the list?
I know a couple teams that are on there, but no, I do not know the entire list.
Okay, I'm gonna let you guess, so don't go.
I won't go look.
Yeah, be usual Brown, and don't go do any research on that right
That's
here.
right. Be usual Brown. Just fly by the seat of your
No,
pants.
I'm talking about don't go to win the game now and research in this commercial.
Don't
break
worry,
today.
I will not.
Okay.
No money on the line here.
But do research our friends at Hoover Toyota. I had the Hoover Toyota drive in today, and I talked about what we're about to talk about, the Big Ten SEC draft and the meaning coming out of that. Our friends at Hoover Toyota are known for their inventory.
That's right, and they have been perfecting the art of customer service for more than 25 years now, our friends at Hoover Toyota. Their inventory offers fantastic selection. On-site finance department provides affordable financing options. Even after the keys to your new vehicle are in your hands, they stick with you and make sure that everything runs smoothly with that service and parts department that is committed to keeping your vehicle running as smooth as possible. When you shop with Hoover Toyota, they want you to do it for the rest of your life. They don't want you to be one and done. They want you to keep buying from them, right? Well, they offer a red carpet program that gives you ways to let your friends and family experience an amazing shopping experience with a referral program. So not only do you continue shopping with them, you have such a great experience that family and friends, they shop with them too. So view their inventory, which is tremendous, and their pricing, which is as good as you're going to find anywhere, at hoovertoyota.com, hoovertoyota.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at Scott Forrester TV.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
Birmingham, it's official. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola is coming to town. On Thursday, May 7th, head to Uptown from 2 to 6 for your chance to get a free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup Original Trophy. It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment for fans of all ages. Again, Thursday, May 7th at Uptown from 2 to 6. Your chance to get the free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup Original Trophy. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola, because fan work is thirsty work.
A little basketball love for Stephen Pearl and Nate Oats a little bit later in the show. And another number that I don't believe. We'll get to that in the 10 o'clock hour coming up.
You're just arguing all the numbers today, aren't you?
I don't believe any numbers.
Right. None whatsoever.
I became a conspiracy theorist while I was on vacation.
Oh, boy.
Too much time. I don't know if you know this, but I started reading. Oh, wait, that's Lance. I did not read. I just scroll on, and once you click one conspiracy theorist thing, it just becomes they feed stuff to you.
I'm surprised the show last week didn't turn you into a conspiracy theorist as much as we had Mick on.
Mick likes those aliens and moon landings.
I did not catch a show, which is out of the norm for me. I did not catch a show. I tried to take the Brown approach to cleanse the palate for 10 days.
It's the way I roll.
So I was back and did not do that. But I heard they were great. I really didn't. I mean, I'm sure they were great. Let's put it that way. I don't want to lie. I'm sure they were great. Wasn't really on social media a ton, unless I had a good picture of me and Maggie, then I posted it like that. I did. I posted this on Instagram, but I will tell you guys the story before we get to our spotlight today in college football. But I forget which day it was, but was very few people at the beach. We were down on 38, not the Rosemary side, the other side. Blue Mountain, Santa Rosa, something like that.
I love that part.
Me too. And there's nobody there. There was nobody there. Perfect time, perfect weather every day.
Go before school's out. It's really good.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. No seaweed, which was surprising.
Yeah, boy, that is such a crapshoot on the Gulf, isn't it?
No seaweed, nothing. The water every day looked like we were on our honeymoon in the Caribbean.
Oh.
And I know basically it's the same water, Jim, but it never looked the color blue that it looked when we were down there every day. And, we had the chair rentals like you always do, and we're on the front row because there's nobody there and there's nobody around us, just all the space in the world. And there was this my wife thought she was cute too, so I can say this, a very cute, attractive young mom walking by.
Bikini?
With bikini, but,
yeah.
but, a baby that's probably 5-6 months old.
Okay.
And she's holding it, walking. We're out there early, having a cocktail, probably 10:15 in the morning.
Estimated age?
Of the mom?
Yes.
25.
Oh, okay. Very
25.
new. Yeah, very new.
Yeah. And a new baby. And she's walking, and she passes. She has a cool floppy hat on, yellow bikini, baby swaddled in a little very light white.
Yeah. Small
blanket.
bikini, would you describe it as small?
Not too
size?
small.
Okay.
Appropriate.
Okay. All right.
So she walks by one time, and she smiles. I nod. I'm closest to the water. Maggie, I assume not. I'm not paying attention to Maggie at this point. And she's coming back by, and she stops, and she says, I was too embarrassed to say anything at first.
Oh, no.
Walking by.
Tyler, look down. You look right down. You can't even make eye contact. I can't.
And she says,
oh, no.
She says, you are just too cute. I instinctively say, thank you.
Thanks. I've been working out.
Said, thank you.
Yeah.
It was a little chilly, breezy. My shirt was still on at this point. Thank you, I said. And she quickly replies, I was talking to your wife.
Oh.
And I said, on behalf of both of us, said, thank you.
How long did it take you to get your balls back out of your body cavity?
It was fantastic, though.
Oh,
fantastic.
That is terrific.
Yeah.
So why was Meg, this sounds like a terrible question. Why was Maggie cute that day? That's not what
Wow, Brown, she's cute every day.
I know. I knew that
Did
was
Brown
gonna be
just
your
say that?
I'm still stuck on, you thought that this random person's compliment to you was cute.
You're stuck on this? How long have you known Jim?
I mean,
wait,
I mean, it still throws
first
me
of
for
all,
a loop every day.
I'll get back to Brown in a second, but you tell me you don't think I'm cute is what you're saying right now, Tyler.
That is what I'm saying.
And then Brown is saying he doesn't think my wife is
Brown
cute
did not say that
on
at
a
all.
daily basis.
Brown even prefaced it by saying this is not the insult it sounds like, but I'm asking, what about that do you think the girl made her say it?
I don't know. She just woke up that way. They maybe had both floppy hats on.
That's what I was asking. I'm looking for that type of information.
I don't know.
You've described to me the bikini-wearing mom.
Nope.
You have yet to tell me what Maggie is wearing.
Describe the swaddling clothes.
And I also think that Tyler is saying, in general, a compliment to a man is not cute.
Yeah.
In general.
I will accept cute if you'd ever want to say that, Tyler.
No, I would accept
Our friends
it.
at Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City and his cute wife, they're a cute couple. They'll take care of your roof right there. Greg will climb up on top of your roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. It's Greg from Pell City, Storm Restoration Roofing, 205-542-3531. Make that a poll question. Is it okay to call a guy cute if you're another man? Cute, poll question. We don't do poll questions anymore, Jim. It's not the radio days in the 90s. Storm Restoration Roofing, Greg from Pell City, A+ rated with a Better Business Bureau. He'll get up there and let you know what's going on with your roof. If it ages out, if it gets too old, he can replace that roof. If you get storm damage, he can replace the storm damage. He's got a builder's license. He can take care of that. He's got a soft wash program that can make your roof look younger again, much like working out could do for me. Greg from Pell City, a guy who loves the beach, but he loves your roof more. He'll take care of it forever. StormRestorationRoofing.com. Greg from Pell City on Facebook or 205-542-3531. It is Storm Restoration Roofing.
The College Football Spotlight.
It's presented by our guy, Alexander Shinara, Shinara.com. That is the place you go when you have any sort of legal situation. Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys, Shinara.com, Shinara.com. You know by now, Alexander Shinara handles personal injury claims. You might not know, though, the depth of the things his firm handles. Things like fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, workers' compensation, employment, things like that you might not initially think of Alexander Shinara handling. They do. How? Well, he's got a team of more than 150 attorneys. That's how. That's a lot of people working cases. So when you find yourself in need of any legal situation, Alexander, or any legal help in the situation you're in, Alexander Shinara is the place to go. Shinara.com. You do not pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shinara, trial attorneys, Shinara.com, Shinara.com.
Okay, so everybody's talking after Thursday night. The Big Ten has more. I'm sure you talked about it on Friday. Big Ten had more draft picks in the SEC.
It was a big storyline Friday.
Yeah, big storyline. Big Ten wins the first round. Ohio State carries everybody with 4 picks in the first 11 picks, but there's 11 Big Ten picks.
SEC have one top 10. I mean, like, you're not used to seeing that.
7 SEC in the first round. 6 for the ACC and something like that for the Big 12. But then here comes the second round. Here comes the third, the
Where
fourth, the fifth,
championships
the
are
sixth,
won.
and the seventh. And there the SEC sets a record number of picks with 87 picks. So what do you make of that, Brownie? The Big Ten with more picks in the first round, but a record number of picks by the SEC and more than anybody in the entire draft. Any meaning to that for you?
No, I do think, because it was A, record, and B, I think the Big Ten was next with 68 off the top of my head, so it was a pretty significant win by the SEC. And I do think it shows you where the talent still is. The Big Ten, as Brooks pointed out when we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, they got more teams. So they actually should have more draft picks. But it shows you the talent is still, even in the transfer portal world, in the NIL world, the SEC can compete with anyone on overall talent. Is the first-round thing a blip on the radar? Is this an outlier, an anomaly? Or will the Big Ten start to have the top-end talent and the SEC's got the rest of the talent? I don't know. It'll take more drafts to determine that. I would say, though, and I saw the SEC doing the victory lap on this, it feels a little different when you haven't won the championship. You know what I'm saying? When you won the national championship and you dominated the first round and you had the most draft picks by a long shot, those are all victory lap things where you're like, see, SEC dominates football. But when you're saying, hey, look, we got the most draft picks, but you don't have the national championship, and in fact, you didn't even have a team in the national championship game, that does feel a little – it hits different, as the kids say. It feels a little bit different.
I was on Sirius XM yesterday on College Sports Sunday with Dari Noka and Fozzie Whitaker, and they asked the same question to me that I just asked you. And my answer was, I think it's reflective on what we saw on the football field. Is our switcher stuck real quick? Nope. Maybe our screen over here.
I'm just cute.
Yeah. You're cute.
Yeah.
So it's reflective of what we've seen on the field, that the Big Ten has won the national championship. They won the first round. The rest of the draft, the depth of the SEC, 5 teams in the playoffs, the depth of this draft, 87 picks, a record, the SEC is still a deeper conference. And I think the draft was reflective of what we saw on the football field.
Yeah, I do think it is a deeper conference. And this is maybe a bigger discussion we can come back to if you like, but it's in the chat room right now, so I'm going to say it right now. Volfan205 says it's the coaching that's the difference. The SEC is behind the Big Ten in coaching. I haven't really stopped to calculate that.
Oh, I don't think that's the case at all.
Off the top of my head, I would say it's not, but I'm willing to, at some point maybe we can circle back and
I can pause real quickly on this and
well, let's just who's the Kirby and who's the one in the Big Ten?
Well, I think most people now would go Kirk Cignetti, but it's Ryan Day.
I would still go Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Our 2 was Kalen DeBoer versus Kurt Cignetti.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, first of all, you go Kirby over Ryan Day, and I think I'd go Cignetti over DeBoer. He's got a national championship.
Yep.
So you're 1-1. The 3s, this is where it's going to start to get super subjective. I don't know what you do with Kyle Whittingham. He was obviously really good at Utah, but he's never coached a snap at Michigan.
Yeah, no.
Joel Klatt said this back during football season, that he felt like the Big Ten was better coached than the SEC, and part of the reason he cited was that the SEC acquired talent all these years and didn't have to be as good of coaches. And now that the talent is leveling out, where the Big Ten has access to more in the NIL era, however you want to frame it, that is why the Big Ten is winning, is because they already had better coaches.
Well, Brooks, you use big words, and so does Brown. I'll ask you this question. Greatest coach of all time?
Nick Saban.
Nick Saban.
Okay. Alabama SEC school. Second greatest coach of all time?
Bear Bryant.
Alabama SEC school.
Well, these are kind of, that's a long time ago.
So, I mean, I know that's 2, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if Class going to talk about who does good coaching, is he telling me Nick Saban was not a good coach?
No, I think the point he was getting at is that the Big Ten has had to develop players more than the SEC has over the years.
The SEC could build, I think what Klatt was saying is, in the old world, the SEC could build better rosters, and you could be a better coach. It didn't matter. You were playing a superior roster. And I do think the playing field has leveled a little bit, and the draft will continue to show this, I think. that the playing field has leveled a little bit in the NIL transfer portal world, where the Big Ten is going to have comparable rosters to the SEC.
Lincoln Riley has underperformed at USC.
I agree.
More on that later.
Like if
Matt Rule has not met my expectations in Nebraska. I don't think he's met his own expectations at Nebraska.
Agree completely on that.
And then you start. I mean, Dan Lanning has exceeded expectations. James Franklin didn't meet expectations at Penn State.
Yeah.
Obviously, Harbaugh won a national championship at Michigan, but for a long time he was not meeting expectations. And then he was, and now he's in the NFL. He's a tremendous coach, but he's not there anymore. My feeling on Whittingham, he's a stopgap.
But I would say, if you're doing this argument for the Big Ten, you could say some of the things you're saying about Sarkisian. Like Sarkisian, good coach, but he hasn't met expectations. He has not. I would agree with that.
He's been to the semifinals.
He's been to a college football playoff, and he's been to an SEC championship.
College football playoff twice.
In the SEC?
Once in the SEC, I mean, at Texas, he's been there twice.
That's true, at Texas, yeah.
So, I mean, he's done more than Lincoln Riley has.
100%. I mean,
he's done more than James Franklin.
Because I was going to add, I'd give you that. James Franklin's now in the ACC, so you'd compare him to Matt Campbell, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think if anything, you'll probably go through that and do the top 16 Big Ten coaches and all 16 SEC coaches, and probably are going to come away with a wash. It's probably going to be 8-8 or something like that.
Looks pretty even. I would agree with that. But to me, the draft was reflective of what we've seen on the field. Right now, the Big Ten is the king. They won the first round. They won the national championship. They won the first round. Deeper league, a lot of talent in the SEC, more draft picks. But what can't be argued is certain positions. Alabama's put a lot of wide receivers in. Congratulations to our friend Jeremy Bernard. He will be a star at Pittsburgh, in my opinion. Third round for him, was it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, Friday night. But Alabama's got a lot of receivers and have since Julio Jones in the NFL. But the debate about receiver U has long been Ohio State and LSU. And they've each got 25 NFL draft picks since 2000. But Ohio State's cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Hartline, the guys he's recruited, and it will only get better next year with Jeremiah Smith, but Carnell Tate this year. Hartline's, the guys, Abuka, Marvin Harrison, you just start,
Well, Jeremiah Smith's going to be the highest non-Arch Manning to go next year, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
But he'll be number one wide receiver off the board.
I would think absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably would have been this year, too.
I mean, just so many. The guy with the Jets, who I always forget because he's with the Jets, Garrett
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
Former Ohio State Buckeye.
Yeah, he sort of started it for Brian Hartline. Brian Hartline now, by the way, at USF, and he sent this out on his own Twitter, the receivers he recruited to Ohio State and where they've gone in the draft. He's bragging about the Ohio State wide receivers as a USF coach for recruiting purposes. But to me, there's no doubt who receiver U is now. It is Ohio State.
It is 100%, and it's going to continue into next year because, as I mentioned, you've already got your early mock drafts out. Arch Manning is everybody's overall number one pick, and a lot of people's overall number two pick is Jeremiah Smith. Quick correction on Bernard. I want to give him his props. Second round, pick number 47.
Okay.
I cannot independently verify this, but it makes sense. Zach Fish in the chat says that Jeremy Bernard, listen to this. This blows me away. Jeremy Bernard became the first NFL draft pick from Alabama not to be coached by Nick Saban since Ramsey Robinson. Do you remember how long ago Ramsey Robinson played in Alabama? And as I remember, Brooks may remember this, that Ramsey Robinson, I believe, was Mr. Irrelevant in the draft he was in. Am I right about that, Brooks?
I'm going to look him up. That's a name. That's a poll I've not heard in a very long time.
Me too. That shows you.
I think he started out wearing number 17 or something. Alabama switched to number 1.
I just pulled up Ramsey Robinson. He's 42. He was the last non-Nick Saban draft pick before Jeremy Bernard. He is now 42 years old.
And he was Mr. Irrelevant in
the
07 draft.
Boy, I remember some of those random things. The 07 draft, Mr. Irrelevant.
You were drilling him last week.
That is the last draft pick not to have played for Nick Saban.
2007.
2007.
Saban started,
yeah, I know, but it's just when you put it in those terms, though, it's just crazy.
No, that's a great poll because Obviously, Germ came from Washington with Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, never played for Nick Saban.
Yeah.
That's a pretty remarkable.
It really is.
Pretty remarkable look at it.
Hey, one more thing before we get to our viewing menu, brought to you by our friends at Culver's Brownie.
Welcome to Delicious for our friends at Culver's. Great way to celebrate any win or forget any loss on the court or the field is our friends at Culver's. That delicious butter burger, which pairs great with those crispy crinkle-cut fries, those gooey golden cheese curds, and that tremendous frozen custard right there at Culver's is a great way to finish any meal. You can enjoy Culver's when you're in Birmingham. 2 great locations, Stadium Trace, Highway 150, just up from the Hoover Met right there, off 459, or down to the Greystone area. When you're down for the Regions this week, swing by Culver's down near Greystone in Tattersall Park, the Highway 280 corridor. 2 great locations at Culver's. Welcome to Delicious.
All right. I will tell you, Dan Orlovsky on the show at 11:15. That's the start, a little into hour number 3 if you're watching or listening to us on delay today or on our podcast with Apple and Spotify. Remember, like and subscribe on all those platforms. That helps us out tremendously. 11:15 live show viewers and listeners. Like and subscribe wherever, or give us a thumbs up wherever you're watching or listening today. Indiana got their championship rings while I was gone, and they were spectacular, and they're real. Signetti did not spare any expense. I don't think I ever thought I would see an Indiana championship ring.
May as well go big, right?
It's got the Indiana University logo, national champions. The centerpiece stone is a reversible centerpiece stone. It can be flipped to red or ice color. Wow. I like that. And it opens up, by the way. And on the inside, you get the championship logo. And it's got Miami sand in it from the Miami beaches.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
Sand from Miami's beaches is encased with the championship logo on the inside. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That's unique. On the sides, you get the CFP end zone, the logo with Indiana in it, the way it was in the end zone. Hard Rock Stadium is part of it on the outside. Pretty cool looking there. And then on the inside is a Coach Signetti motto. It's pretty simple. All we got to do is win them all. Coach Signetti. But that's a
good-looking ring.
It's a good-looking ring.
I'll give him credit.
Championship right there. Our friends at Michelson gets us to the viewing menu what Tyler is watching without Lance this week.
Michelson Laser Vision. Lance is the guy that first went in there from our show and basically was legally blind with his distance vision, and talked to our friends, Dr. Mark and Jennifer Michelson. That's a father-daughter combo. They are pioneers in the LASIK surgery field. And they're like, Lance, we can help you. Not only do they help him, now 2015 vision. 969-8100. If you want that same vision, call Amy right there at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell her, I want Lance Taylor's fighter pilot vision. And she'll get you hooked up for a risk-free evaluation. Or you can visit michelsonlaservision.com. 969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
I would just say this, Bad Mistakes that Lance turned me on to Netflix.
That's a funny show.
Yeah, I finished it last night, and tremendous. Dan Levy stars in it and wrote it.
He is so funny.
Let me give the other person, Rachel Sonat. Don't know who she is.
No idea.
But she's behind the scenes and helps write it, I think. But just well done.
Funny show.
8 episodes. I don't know, are you a 2 thumbs up guy, 4 popcorn bag, 5-star, whatever it is? Could not recommend it more. Hilarious.
Alrighty. High praise. Tonight.
You would hate it, but for us, it was really, really good.
Okay. Why do you think I would hate it?
Because, it's not scary.
All you watch is scary.
There is some blood, but it's funny.
Okay. Well, there's a screen unseen tonight at AMC. Unreleased movie. It is rated R, hour 54 minutes, and I got a confirmation from my source this morning that the movie shown tonight will be Deep Water. This stars Aaron Eckhart, Ben Kingsley, and it's about a flight going down from Los Angeles to Shanghai. It goes down in the Pacific Ocean, and the survivors have to fight against man-eating sharks that are circling the wreckage and survive. I'm on the fence on this one because it's directed by Rennie Harland, who did The Strangers Chapter 1, 2, and 3, which even though you guys haven't seen those, you've heard me complain about those movies numerous times.
Indeed, I have.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and tell you, in this movie, there are men and women eating sharks. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's true.
Not just man eating.
Person eating sharks.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Hulu has added No Other Choice to its catalog. This is from the director of Old Boy, and it's sort of a dark comedy centered around a guy who's having trouble in the job market, actually landing an interview and getting a position. So he decides, I'm just going to do research on all my competition and eliminate them. That way I'm the only guy that can get hired. It's a pretty funny movie.
Yeah, that's a good way of doing it, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of work there.
It's pretty funny. He's like a Mr. Bean type of character. He's not competent in any way, shape, or form. And it ended up making my top 10 of 2025.
Oh, wow.
And then finally on viewing menu today, Netflix has created a new Stranger Things show because they have a good IP that they need to milk for all it's worth, and that's their only IP they can do that with. It's called Tales from 85, and it takes place between seasons 2 and 3 and shows the children as they confront new monsters of the Upside Down and unravel a paranormal mysteries terrorizing their town. The Duffers have intended to capture the feel of an 80s Saturday morning cartoon in the Stranger Things universe. It's more family-friendly and visually brighter, and there's a different voice cast for some reason. So all the voices of the characters you've watched for 5 seasons going to sound different.
Yeah, because there are different people doing them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Samuel, like me, likes Tyler going Adam Schefter with his sources.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter has NFL sources. Tyler's got local theater sources.
I know. I'd be careful. Maybe easy to track to deep water tonight on who your source is.
Well, that's true.
You don't want to put your sources in jeopardy.
Yeah, Diana
I
Rossini.
never do.
Yeah. All right. That's what. It's Tyler. What's Tyler? Is Tyler giving away free butter in his popcorn?
There's going to be some young girl that works the concession stand, and we're going to have photos of her and Tyler laying by a pool.
Yeah.
Having fingers interlocked.
Interlocked fingers.
Interlocked fingers. Tyler's going to have to miss a movie to go to counseling.
He's feeding her popcorn.
Yes.
Yep. Go all the way back to 2020 in a bar in Nashville, and all of a sudden there's Tyler with her.
Yeah.
All right. That's what Tyler's watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. When we come back, we'll talk a little more college football in our 4 downs, and we'll show a little love to what Nate Oats and Stephen Pearl and their staff have done this offseason. Joe Lunardi's Bracketology, where the Tigers and Tide slide in, or do they slide in? All that straight ahead on the show that's being brought to you today by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality, legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store, the memories are waiting.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
Birmingham, get ready to pregame with the Birmingham Legion FC at the Coca-Cola Soccer Block Party May 7th from 2 to 6 at Protective Stadium. Bring the whole family for music, giveaways, and tons of family football fun for free from 2 to 6 May 7th at Protective Stadium. After the party, the Birmingham Legion FC takes on Miami FC with kickoff at 7 o'clock. Tickets for the match are available at bhmlegion.com. Come kick it at Protective May 7th with the Birmingham Legion FC and enjoy ice-cold Coca-Cola because fan work is thirsty work.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
I'll ask for your help right here, our great listening and viewing audience. Somebody help me on my countdown. I'm pretty good at my countdown to kickoff. Week 0 is what we count down to.
Oh, I was counting down to week 1 while you were going. I'm sorry.
No, it's week 0.
My apologies.
First college football game that
My
counts.
apologies. So my last one was 128 on Friday, but that would be actually 121 to week 0 on Friday.
Oh, that's incorrect. 124 is my number to week 0.
How could it be?
My Innisfree countdown to kickoff is 124 days to week 0. But check me on that if you're in the chat room there. Your game day tradition at Innisfree Irish Pub in Tuscaloosa and Lakeview. And don't forget the Irish-inspired pub food, the signature Irish gold sauce, and always a world-class atmosphere at Innisfree. I think you're counting down to Thursday night, Brownie, the Thursday night game.
August 22nd is week 0, right?
Yeah, week 0. 124 days is my back from the beach guess at our Innisfree countdown to kickoff, 124. Show number 1183, which also is a moving target.
Yeah, we had an intern count that one,
Yeah.
and it was very different from anyone else's count.
I've got 117 days, Jim, until August 22nd. I literally just Googled how many days until August 22nd. 117 days.
What year did you put in?
2026, oddly.
I don't think I can be a week off.
Well, I was.
I'm not a Brooks graphic. I don't think I can be a week off.
Well, I was more than a week off because, oh, wow.
Have we updated Alabama's recruiting rankings yet?
You're going to let him.
I mean, why does it matter, Jim? I mean, it's probably going to be wrong. So.
No. I'm just trying to get that Alabama bump going. If I don't talk about it, On Three's not going to bump them up any. You got to turn some of those.
Oh, that automatically happens.
Got to turn some of those 3 stars into 4 stars for Alabama.
I don't know. It must not happen anymore post Saban.
No, the Bama bump. It was there before Saban.
The Bama bump.
Today's edition of Who Has Brooks Pissed Off with His Graphics? It's Jim.
It's Jim. That was a new segment while you were going, who's Brooks pissed off with his graphics? Because all Brooks does is put out like a record over a period of time, and everybody gets all wound up about it. And Brooks like, I didn't coach the games. I'm just telling you what your record is, since 2000.
All right, before we get to our 4 downs, Joe Lunardi has new bracketology out. And it's not basketball season. Don't check real quick and say, is it March? It's not March, but new bracketology after all the portal and all of that. And, he projects who may come back. Like, I think he's projecting maybe Amari Allen coming back from.
When you say that's the betting favorite?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
You were out when he declared. I looked that day at one mock draft had him 26th. ESPN didn't have a mock draft updated that day, but they had their top 100 players or whatever it was, and I think he was 28th on that list. So you're talking somewhere in the late 20s.
Yeah, and if he followed the LeBaron Philon, come back and maybe get into the lottery situation. But we'll see. Joe Lunardi, a lot of work been done by Stephen Pearl. First, he gets Tahad and all those players to stay. 4 big guys that they kept. And then he's, speaking of big, gone in the portal and brought in a lot of size. Lunardi has Auburn in the field as an 8 seed in new bracketology today. He has Alabama in the field as a 3 seed right now.
Better than they were this year.
Yeah, that's from Joe Lunardi bracketology. Number 1 overall seed?
Let me guess. You're Florida Gators.
Oh, you didn't go UConn?
No, I'd go Florida. With Thomas Houck coming back?
It's Florida. So Florida Gators, number 1. Do you believe the Thomas Houck number?
I've not seen it.
Considering the theme of me doubting numbers, according to reports.
This is NIL number.
NIL number for Thomas Houck. Not 3 million. Not 4 million. Not 5 million. Not 6 million. Not 7 million.
Oh, come on.
$8 million for Thomas Houck.
Probably. I would have to say the most any college basketball player has ever been paid for a single season.
I just don't believe that number.
But if that number is true, you would agree with me, right? That's got to be the most. We know Yaks said Kentucky offered him 10. We know AJ Devonsa was getting 5. So we're somewhere north of 5, south of 10 as the biggest number in basketball history, and I'm going to say Houck is there. If that number is true.
Hard to believe, but maybe so.
He was going to be a lottery pick, Jim. That's a lot of money you're giving up as a lottery, guaranteed money as a lottery pick.
$10 million was sort of the big rosters last year. I think Auburn was reported at $12 million. I think Michigan was somewhere between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
$8 million for one player. They got Condon back. Chinaloo's back.
They're going to be terrific.
Yeah.
For a minute.
Fixed guard again.
For a minute, you don't think Golden could do that, though. But for a minute, I thought Arkansas might.
Is Golden going to be there, or is he going to be at Golden State?
Well, that's the rumor. But who's going to be there if he's not? It's probably Billy Donovan, right? Billy Donovan's done in Chicago and probably done in the NBA.
I don't know if he goes back to Florida, but yeah.
Why would you not? With that roster? You got the number 1 team in the nation?
Yeah.
But for a minute, I thought Arkansas might be your favorite in the SEC this coming season. But with that news, it's clearly Florida. Now Arkansas could be second.
I did think Arkansas was going to be the favorite, but Florida is the team. 12 SEC teams projected to make the NCAA tournament, according to Joe Lunardi. A little basketball for you there. UAB, by the way, gets Deuce Jones. Andy Kennedy brings in a former A-10 freshman of the year coming to play at UAB. From St. Joe's to UAB, Deuce Jones, and that's a little basketball. As we get ready to do our 4 downs today, before Brownie tells you about Central Alabama Asphalt in our 4 downs, I want to tell you about our friends at Way to Wellness. I get to go by and see Leslie today when she'll look at my wonderful Hawaiian tropic tan and say, wow, you laid out in the sun and ate a lot of dessert.
A lot more skin to tan, Jim.
Let's get you back. Let's get you back down onto the Way to Wellness plan and lose a couple of pounds. It's easy to do with our friends at Way to Wellness. APlanforme.com. Jumpstart your weight loss or maintain that weight loss, like I'll be doing this week with your friends at Way to Wellness. Leslie, her board certified team takes care of you. No contracts, no sign-up fee, and that first consultation's free. Everything from injection therapy to protein bars and meal replacement. These protein bars keep me from bad snacking unless I'm on vacation. You only live once, but to get back to that number you want to be at, for me, that number is 179. A little hefty 181.5 today when I got on the scale. Got to work this week. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. And our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt brings you 4 downs.
They do. When you're out riding around the state roads of Alabama and you see a big federal paving project on one of the federal roads or highways, you see maybe one of those state roads being paved, a local road, municipal road being paved, there's a good chance you're seeing our guys from Central Alabama Asphalt Construction doing that job. They do a ton of those. And that may tell you, look, they make all the money they can count doing that. They don't have time for my driveway or parking pad or the parking lot at my church or community center. That's where you could not be more incorrect. They've got an entire division that does those jobs, and they don't skimp on them. Same crews, same quality, same no-excuse standards for those smaller jobs. So to get an estimate, 205-349-0910, 205-349-0910, or centralalabamaasphalt.com.
First down.
Okay, follow me here, Brownie. What school in the SEC is known more for another sport, not football or men's basketball?
Well, obviously Kentucky more known for basketball. Arkansas, you could argue, more known for basketball.
Not football or men's basketball.
I got an easy one for you. Brown didn't come up with it.
Yeah.
South Carolina women's basketball.
They used to be baseball. Boy, they were a national power in baseball, Brooks, but that has fallen way
For
off.
a couple of times, but baseball is where I'm going. I don't think anybody, all due respect to LSU,
right?
I don't think anybody does college baseball better than Mississippi State does college baseball.
That's a great answer right there. I agree.
15,000 plus. They had LSU in town this weekend over at the, look at this scene here. A game-tying home run from a freshman grand slam, and look at this place going bonkers.
Duty Noble.
Look at that scene right there.
People say it is the best atmosphere in all of not Major League, all of college baseball.
And I've sat out in the grill area, the left field lounge, I think it's called. And actually, I was sort of in right center field. There's so many of them out there now. Just, it's an unbelievable atmosphere. And with LSU in town, it was that times 10. All due respect to Mississippi State football and basketball, you will, and they've gone to the Final Four.
Yeah.
In basketball, haven't they? Bart Heisch's team made it to the Final Four, didn't they?
Yeah. Richard Williams.
Your football and basketball will never, ever be that.
Yeah. I have a friend of a friend, Jim, that wanted to get one of those outfield, whatever they call it, lounges, whatever they are. Thought $100,000 could buy him into it, and basically with $100,000 was told that'll get you on the wait list.
That's right.
Isn't
you almost
that
have to inherit it at this point.
Yeah, I mean those things. Yeah, I mean it's a wild atmosphere from what I've heard, and you're right. That's probably the best answer.
And I'm not saying football's not a great atmosphere or basketball at the hump or any of that, and you'll have maybe great seasons in that. But in college baseball, like you'll never, in Starkville, they'll never go, no matter how good your team is for a year, and the atmosphere is good, but they'll never know, this is the greatest atmosphere in college football. They'll never say that.
Yep.
They'll never say that's the greatest atmosphere in college basketball. But I think you can make a case that is the greatest atmosphere in college baseball.
Yeah. It's funny. The people in Mississippi just have a hard time believing that just across the state line in Alabama, college baseball just does not have the same meaning as it does in the state of Mississippi. I mean, it's big at Ole Miss, bigger at Mississippi State.
And Auburn and Alabama are very good this year.
Yeah, they're good teams.
Both of them are trending to be 1 seeds.
Yeah, they're good teams, but people don't pay close attention to it in this state. They get on board if they're winning a little bit, but it's just not. I mean, it's day-to-day conversation over there in the Magnolia State. They love some college baseball over there.
I mean, you've had some good crowds over at the Joe this year, and Plains has been unbelievable this year. Really good atmosphere.
I was in Oxford.
But at Mississippi State, then I go LSU. Then I probably go, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Texas. You get some good ones there. Arkansas.
My daughter did a Ole Miss campus visit, and it was the weekend of the Grove Bowl, which is their spring game, the Double Decker Festival, which is their big music and arts festival on the square, and Mississippi State was in town for Ole Miss Mississippi State baseball. And easily the biggest of the three was baseball.
Unbelievable. Let's do second down.
Second down.
In the NFL draft, the biggest drop or surprise for you? I know you gotta think about this a lot. So I will tell you who it is for me. From where he was as a freshman to where he ended up being.
Oh, I think I know. I think I know who you're going to say.
Who is it?
Peter Woods.
Yeah, I mean,
that was late first round. We talked about it on the Friday show. That is nothing to be ashamed of, late first round for Peter Woods. But when Peter Woods first started out at Clemson, he was a guy that seemed like he'd be a top 5 draft pick.
I agree. But for me, Deontay Lawson and Harold Perkins, two great SEC linebackers.
Harold Perkins is definitely the answer.
I think both those guys went undrafted.
Yeah.
Now both have had a pretty severe knee injury while they were in college.
Yeah, but as a freshman, Harold Perkins also had the position change that we were told not going to affect him at all. He's going to thrive at that position. And
he's
almost
undersized.
Didn't hear his name again.
He's a little undersized for. They're finding it a hard time to put him in a position.
Yeah, but his freshman year, when you watched how he dominated the back end of that freshman year at LSU, he looked like the type of pass rusher that NFL teams can't. They trip over themselves to draft. And you thought this guy, if he could come out of the draft right now, he'd be a top 10 pick.
That's right.
In hindsight,
seeing
Harold
him
Perkins.
undrafted, and then Deontay Lawson, I think he would have been a first rounder until he got hurt, and I guess he never got all the speed and back. But I think he led the team in tackles last year. He led a SEC championship game participant, playoff game winning Rose Bowl losing team in tackles. I believe Deontay Lawson did, and went undrafted.
Yeah. Do you know?
From a program and a recruiter in Nick Saban that gave you guys like Anthony Jennings, who just re-signed with the Saints, leaving the Patriots to go with the Saints. So there's still Alabama linebackers in the league. And Deontay Lawson went undrafted. He'll get a chance. He'll be in camp, and hopefully he'll lock on with somebody.
It's just so weird the way college success doesn't necessarily translate to NFL draft. Like I just got an alert over the weekend. Dolphins sign undrafted free agent Lewis Moore. You don't know who Lewis Moore is. I understand. He's Indiana safety. Was an All-American and first-team Big Ten.
That's right.
And Dolphins signed him as undrafted free agent.
That's right.
I mean, that's just crazy when you think about that level of success in college football. It's a pretty high level of success. You go 7 rounds and nobody drafts you. Miami's got to get you as an undrafted free agent.
Alabama had 10 NFL draft picks this past weekend. So let's get to our third down question with that as a backdrop.
Third down.
Best chance to be Alabama's first-round draft pick next year. Does Alabama have a first-round draft pick on this team? And if so, who is it?
If he'll regain his form, you could argue Ryan Coleman Williams. If he regains his form, you could argue that.
Not the name I wrote down.
I mean, again, you just saw it at quarterback, Keelan Russell, though this will be a more stacked quarterback draft this go around. And is Russell even eligible?
I don't think
he's not even eligible. So let me backtrack that one. Austin Mack would be your answer if he were in fact the starter. Russell's not eligible. Yanze Pierre, is he eligible? I'd have to go look at his eligibility.
I don't know. But you're getting closer to the best unit on Alabama's team this year.
Well, it's their secondary, but
okay.
So you're going to go Zechariah.
Nope, it's Zabian Brown.
I mean Zabian, not Zechariah. Yeah. Zabian Brown, yeah.
Zabian Brown. That's my pick. I mean, I haven't seen anybody else say that. I'm not an NFL scout. I'd love to see what the chat room thinks. Alabama's best chance of a first-round draft pick next year. I mean, receiver is always a sexy position, but I'm going to go on the corner, Zabian Brown. Think about the 3 big plays he's made in his career. I mean, just his highlights are. I mean, his tape on draft night. When they're breaking that down, when they call his name out, Nick can be like, I watched this guy, and the interception to secure the Georgia game 2 years ago, the pick 6 against Tennessee, and then the pick 6 against Oklahoma in the playoffs. Big plays right there.
Yanze Pierre is going to be draft eligible. That'll be my official answer. That's the one I would lock in. You go Zabian Brown, I go Yanze Pierre.
Okay. Interesting. Let's do fourth down.
Fourth down.
I mean, this year's quarterback draft ended up being not considered to be a great one. It was supposed to be, though, last year. Back to guys that surprised me. Garrett Nussmeier going 249th overall. That surprised me.
There were talks he'd be the second quarterback off the board behind
And there were,
Mendoza.
At one point, going into the year, before they played games this year, he could have been the first overall guy.
Wasn't he the Heisman favorite at one point?
At one point, Carson Beck, who ended up going, I think, first pick, third round, was at one point projected to be the first overall quarterback when he was at Georgia. But he never, they had those seasons that kept him in school. And so that being said, everyone's pointing to next year's quarterback draft. We could play a whole season and all these guys could suck too, which would make the college football season very interesting if all these guys suck. If I ask you the highest quarterback taken, not named Dante Moore or Arch Manning.
Oh, you want to take those two off the board for me?
Yeah, next year. A third quarterback.
You're going to give me.
Everyone is going. I'll give you names, but everyone is going Arch 1, Dante 2, or Dante 1, Arch 2. Here are some other names. Mensa, C.J. Carr, Sam Levitt, Drew Mestamaker, Lenore Sellers, Julian Sayin, Brendan Sorsby. Those are 8 names that I got off of draft big boards.
I was just going to see real quick. CBS has the Steelers taking Brendan Sorsby. He would be the third one off the board for them. Sayin was the guy I was going to mention because he's going to look so good throwing to those receivers. And he's an Ohio State quarterback. I mean, when you not trust that, I'll pull up Fox Sports and see who they've got. And they're 2027. Everybody's got Arch 1 and Dante number 2, by the way. Everybody I've looked at. They've got Sam Levitt number 4 to the Browns. The Browns drafting a quarterback? How weird.
Yeah.
Sam Levitt for them. Did you even say Levitt? Was he one of the ones you listed?
Yeah.
Let me pull up one more just to see. Let's go NBC. So I've done Fox, I've done CBS, I've done NBC.
I think Julian Sayin will be the third quarterback off the board, also in the first round. They're talking about maybe 5 first-rounders next year.
Yeah, it's definitely a more quarterback-heavy draft next year. That's one reason we've talked about many times why it was important for Ty Simpson to come out here. He would not have been the number 13 pick next year. Even if he had taken the $6.5 million to go play at Miami, I don't think he's going to be the number 13 pick next year.
I think C.J. Carr is going to be maybe this year's Ty Simpson, a guy that improves his stock and jumps into that first round, and maybe even past Julian Sayin, maybe even past Dante Moore, maybe even past Arch Manning. Who knows?
I think I'll be consistent. I think I had Sam Levitt number 2, if I'm not mistaken, in my quarterback rankings for Brooks, behind Arch Manning. So I'll go Sam Levitt. I'll be consistent with my plays there and say he's the third quarterback off the board.
That's our 4 downs today, brought to you in part by our friends at Coca-Cola, Brownie. We're getting ready. I think it's May 7th, right, that World Cup trophies rolling through town.
Yeah, have you ever seen the World Cup trophy? I would assume no.
I've seen it. I've never seen it in person.
In person, we've seen it on TV.
I know what the trophy is. I could pick it out of a trophy lineup.
Yeah, it's a good-looking trophy.
It's a good-looking trophy.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
So, yes, they are coming to Birmingham May 7th. Uptown is where you will see the FIFA World Cup trophy. I asked Jim, have you seen it? Because think about that. How close have you ever been to the FIFA World Cup trophy? Probably not very close. Well, you can Thursday, May 7th. It's the FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour presented by Coca-Cola. Uptown 2 to 6 in Birmingham. Your chance to get a free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup original trophy. It is a once-in-a-lifetime moment for fans of all ages. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour presented by Coca-Cola, because fan work is thirsty work.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Man, I've missed talking about these folks over the last week, but I did get a chance in my private life, my personal life on the golf course, to mention UCA to somebody. Everybody's worried about their health, and somebody was having a pain, and I recommended UCA. I said, go by and then check it out. Anything in your urological world, they take care of you, men and women. But for you guys out there, prostate health, so important to you. Early detection literally can save your life. Get a early screening and a reading right now at one of the great 10 locations. Find the location near you and all the details you need at urologycentersalabama.com, urologycentersalabama.com, or call 205-930-0920. 70 years of compassionate care here in Central Alabama. From prostate health to kidney stones and everything in between, it's our friends at urologycentersalabama.com.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
This spring, make it a week the whole family will remember. The Regions Tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, returns to Greystone for championship golf and family fun. Watch legendary players compete, enjoy activities for all ages, and experience the excitement on and off the course. Don't forget to stop by Hole 10 following play on Saturday for a live concert featuring Blues Traveler. This is a week you don't want to miss. April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
Birmingham, it's official. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola is coming to town. On Thursday, May 7th, head to Uptown from 2 to 6 for your chance to get a free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup Original Trophy. It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment for fans of all ages. Again, Thursday, May 7th at Uptown from 2 to 6. Your chance to get the free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup Original Trophy. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola, because fan work is thirsty work.
Give me Forrester and Brooks Mike just in case one of them doesn't have the answer. I never got an update health-wise on the paratrooper who hit the scoreboard at Virginia Tech. I know it's awkward to bring this up, but they delayed the game at Virginia Tech. Was he okay, or?
He was on Good Morning. Yeah. He was on Good Morning America the next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think he was wearing a brace, like an arm brace, maybe a neck brace. Am I right about that? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's okay.
I only saw the video, and then I saw they delayed the game.
You will remember what I brought up. Do you remember the 2000
Mississippi State Alabama game in
It
Starkville?
was not 2000, 1996. Did the guy hit the goalpost?
No. It's Starkville where he shattered his leg?
I thought his shoot or he hit the goalpost and then slammed into the ground.
No.
Is that incorrect?
I don't think so.
I know he slammed into the ground, but I thought the goalpost.
I think he
contributed to it.
landed because I think I was there. It was like an 8:30
Well, that's
kick.
what I was going to say. I think it was an 8:15 scheduled kick, but it got delayed because of that.
Like it was a late kick.
I don't think it kicked till 8:45 or something.
Like Stallings, I remember walking over, like looking at him. I mean,
like he was going to shoot a dead cow.
Stallings was a very compassionate is a very compassionate man, but on game days he was as intense as anybody and really Gene Stallings characteristic, really hard on officials. And I think he was started working the officials right then. Let's get this guy off the field. Let's play the game. Because the game was delayed because he shattered his leg.
Oh yeah.
But when you land, if you don't land correctly, you're coming in faster than you think you are.
Right.
With a parachute anyway.
Right. I just remember that delay, and I thought it had something to do with the goalpost. But as I think about that, that's going to be awful hard. They're coming in at such an angle, the goalpost is probably not going to impact their descent.
There's a picture of the guy getting caught up on the Virginia Tech scoreboard.
And we showed the video. He hits it way harder than you think.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you can see right there. It's knocked. It's
not
killed
part
some
of the
pixels.
E. Yeah,
the screen.
I know. And the E, we lost part of the E.
Yeah. So I'm glad he's okay. I just wanted to check on that. Odd way to ask if a guy's okay or not.
He's great, Jim.
Before we tell you about Alexander Shinari and get to some of your comments in the chat room, do you know how many SEC schools did not have a player drafted? 16 teams, if you're not familiar with the Southeastern Conference. At least one player drafted.
I'm going to say 1.
Which one?
God, I didn't want you to ask me that. Arkansas?
I'll go ahead and tell you you're incorrect.
Okay, 0.
Yeah, Tylen Green.
That's right, Taylor Green.
Yeah. 0.
Yeah.
Every SEC school. Stowers got in for Vandy.
Yeah, Pavia went undrafted as most, I think, thought he would.
The first Heisman finalist to be undrafted since 2014. He's getting a workout with Baltimore, 5'10". Did Diego Pavia deserve better than he got?
Well, so I was asked this, what is his actual height? And I was asked this. It was pointed out last week that I say height instead of height. His actual, and I just caught myself doing it. I'll never not hear it now that has been pointed out to me.
Next time you're reading your Hoover Toyota, I question your enunciation of vehicle as well.
What did I say?
I don't know, but it never sounded right when you were saying
vehicle.
It never sounded right when you were reading it.
Listen, hey, Calhoun County, man, it's in there.
Yeah.
Calhoun County occasionally comes out. I was asked how tall Diego Pavia is, and because people remember us saying that at SEC Media Days when we saw him with our own eyes, like there was 0 chance he's 6 foot. The argument is he 5'9"? Yeah. Not is he 6 foot, is he 5'9"? So I looked it up. It's weird. He was 5'9" and an eighth at Senior Bowl, 5'10" and an eighth at Combine. So they'll go by the Combine, not the Senior Bowl.
That's right.
But it's weird to have a full 1 inch discrepancy. I don't know that you see that a lot.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have like a skill set where you're willing to look past being below that 6 foot magic number.
He's almost a half an inch shorter than me.
And
by the way, I'm not NFL quarterback.
That's right.
Size.
And
but I'm 5'10" and a half.
A full inch and 7/8 shorter than where they'll even start to look at you at 6 foot. So, I mean, I'm not surprised he went undrafted. And I know Heisman finalists and all that. Diego Pavia was just one of those unique college football players that doesn't fit in any sort of category, really.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if he ends up making that team. Big Ten. How many 18 teams in the Big Ten? How many Big Ten teams?
I'm going to guess Purdue.
Purdue did not have anybody drafted. Way to go.
When you're that bad, it's hard to have draftable players.
For the first time since 1978, Wisconsin did not have 7 rounds, no NFL,
Boy.
no offensive lineman, no running back.
Quite an indictment on Luke Fickell, isn't it? And
1978.
I mean, that's quite an indictment when Luke Fickell's fighting to keep a job this year. The fact that you've recruited so poorly and operated so poorly in the portal, you don't even have draftable players.
Yeah. Now do Chip Kelly because the University of California, Los Angeles.
I can believe it. Chip Kelly has never been known as a relentless recruiter, has he?
Yep. So those 3, Purdue, Wisconsin, UCLA. Another feather in the SEC, every school had at least one person drafted. Big Ten had 3 schools, nobody drafted. The ACC, 2 schools. One of them, Syracuse.
Boston College?
Boston College had somebody
Okay.
drafted. Virginia Tech. No draft picks from Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that is Brent Pryor's an indictment on him, though he is still on the coaching staff. Oddly, he is the defensive coordinator under James Franklin.
3 Big 12 schools did not have anybody
I happen to
drafted.
know one of those. You asked me earlier, and I said I saw Colorado did it, which
Colorado
is so strange because that's what Coach Prime kind of built this on. Come here, and I'm going to make you an NFL player.
That's
and
right.
Here we are after having 2 highly regarded players, and Shedeur Sanders drafted a little bit later than most thought, but then Travis Hunter, very high draft pick last year.
That was very surprising.
You get absolutely blanked this year.
Also, West Virginia and Oklahoma State.
Well, I mean, believable on Oklahoma State. That was one of the historically worst teams they've had.
Tell us about Alexander Shinara, and we'll get to some chat room comments about some of the college football and NFL draft conversations we've been having.
Yeah, Shinara.com, Alexander Shinara trial attorneys. They are the people that have recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. That is billion with a B. You did not mishear me. $2 billion for their clients with Alexander Shinara trial attorneys. They have done so by just focusing on a couple of things that are Alexander Shinara's core values when it comes to business and in life, in fact. Those things are this: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. Those 4 core values Alexander Shinara has maintained since day one. That's how they've recovered more than $2 billion for their clients. You can do the same, be a client of Alexander Shinara by visiting Shinara.com, Alexander Shinara trial attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case, Shinara.com.
And, of course, our great friends at New York Butcher Shop. Rare quality, well-done service right there. Premium cuts of fresh meats and the finest selections of everything from the meats to the pre-prepared meals to the wine. They've been the home of gourmet delights here in Birmingham and the surrounding areas since 1999. You get 2 great locations in Cahaba Heights and the one just off 280 and Highway 119. It's our wonderful friends at New York Butcher Shop, your neighborhood butcher, and so much more there. What's the chat room saying?
First of all, Keith says NIL has hurt rounds 4 through 7. I actually saw a video on this over the weekend.
I did too. I was going to bring this up.
Yeah, Andrew Brandt, who's been on the show before. He was a former GM in the NFL, assistant GM in the NFL, and was on Ross Tucker's podcast and was saying the last 2 years you can see a significant decline in rounds 4 through 7, and the NFL people are telling him NIL. And it's weird. He's almost saying it like, what is NIL doing? It's keeping people in college. They used to pray people would stay in college, and now they are staying in college, and it's a problem.
If it's the same video I saw, last year it impacted rounds 6 and 7. And then this year, it's 4 through 7. Everyone is saying the whole Saturday day draft are people, the quality of those draft picks are graded less than in years past, the 4 through 7 draft picks.
And I think it's showing up on the amount of those that are able to hang on to a roster spot.
Yep.
At least through the first year.
And I was talking about this on the golf course with my buddies yesterday because I've been the big proponent of the best way that we're going to fix all the problems that are wrong with college football if you get a big heavy hitter that can help. All due respect to President Trump, who is doing as much as he can from his office. The Senate and the House talks about a lot of stuff, but they never really do anything to move this down the road to help college athletics. The NFL getting involved would help college.
Well, the minute it starts to hurt them, they'll want to get involved.
And that's right.
Yeah.
And so now if people are starting to tell NFL people that the way college athletics is being run, the money that is being paid to future NFL players and they're staying in college, that's now hurting our NFL franchise, then that's how maybe some things get kicked down the road, because no sports entity has better lobbyists than the NFL
That's right
now.
I'll tell you who loves this, though, don't you think, is the NFL veteran that's probably the 50 through 53 on the roster. The only reason he's there is he can play special teams and is a good depth at a couple of positions probably.
Yep.
He's either good depth at a couple of offensive line positions or a couple, defensive front positions, and he can play special teams. And
Where
now,
are my job stealers?
I know, he's a job stealer. Now he gets to hang on a little bit longer because there's not that next crop of players coming up in those lower rounds that have to play special teams to stick around. So I bet they love it. But everybody else is like, man, where's our talent going?
Yeah.
So I did see that over the weekend. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Your question about the highest draftable Alabama player next year. Xavier Brown probably takes the day here. Rusty
Getting
does.
a lot of people in the chat room agreeing with me.
Yep. Rusty says Ryan
That's
Williams.
a rarity.
I know. Rusty says Ryan Williams. Green Man brings up Bray Hubbard.
I like Bray Hubbard.
I don't know that he would be the highest drafted Alabama player. I do think he'll get drafted next year.
Here, I'll make a case for Bray Hubbard, and this is just off the fly. So ask him some football people who are smarter at football than me. Mark Barron played a long time in the NFL.
Yeah, he got shifted down to linebacker some.
Yeah, and I think Bray Hubbard could be like Mark Barron, that he could play a little DB, he could play a little little linebacker.
Yeah, I did some of that for Alabama.
Yeah.
But I think you see the lack of value in safety as far as high picks go with Caleb Downs. I mean, there's some that thought he was the best overall player in the draft, and where did he go? 12th, I think it was.
Yeah.
So it was 12 to Dallas because Miami traded them that pick, or 11th to Dallas because Miami traded down to 12. So I mean, the best overall player in the draft going 11th tells you how the NFL is like. We like that spot, but we are not going to draft a ton of and invest a ton of draft capital in that spot.
Yeah, Caleb Downs is very Ed Reed-esque, though.
I think so.
And I saw people making a case for Caleb Downs. We'll ask Orlovsky this in about 30 minutes. But if you look at the success, I heard people talking about this on the draft with Caleb Downs. Seattle this past year, they have a great safety. The Ravens, when they were good, they had a great safety.
Well, they still do with Hamilton. Yeah.
Exactly. So you look around when a team wins are really good defensively and they win a Super Bowl, they've got a quarterback on the field that's usually their safety.
That's right.
And Caleb Downs fits that.
He does. I mean, he does look that part. We'll see. So a lot is Xavier Brown, though. I think you probably had that one. As far as the number 3 quarterback to go next year, if you say 1 is Arch Manning and 2 is Dante Moore, Sayin, or LSU guy, which would be Sam Levitt. Daniel with a Trinidad Chambliss. Interesting. Chambliss probably.
I didn't even mention him, by the way.
You did not, and he would probably have gone much higher in this draft than he will in next year's draft. Just a guess on my part. But, to his credit, he's like, I like playing at Ole Miss. I'm going to keep playing at Ole Miss. So hopefully he succeeds there. But a lot of say in there in that one. But as somebody points out, there are too many letters in this name here. Did anyone think Mendoza was the number 1 overall pick after you saw him play against Auburn several years back when he was a Cal? No.
Lance often said Fernando Mendoza.
He liked him, but I don't think he thought he was the number 1 overall pick.
I have to go back and look at our bowl predictions. Did he not say that he'd be the number 1 overall quarterback taken?
Maybe. Some are saying is too small.
He may be. Is he not bigger than Ty Simpson?
I'll have to look at his Ty. Yeah, because they call Ty a little undersized, right?
Yeah, 6'1" and something. I think Sayin is 6'2"-ish.
Maybe. Vol fan, C.J. Carr's my Heisman pick. He agrees with you on C.J. Carr. He does have Notre Dame media backing. Great story. Grandfather has a lot of connections. If you don't know who his grandfather is, it's Lloyd Carr, the I wouldn't say legendary Michigan coach, but one-time Michigan coach. Lloyd Carr. It's his grandfather.
He won a national championship in 1997.
Yeah, so it's Michigan, too. It takes a lot to be legendary Michigan. Some are saying JT says C.J. Carr for him.
I mean, go look at history, Brian. I want to correct you, but Harbaugh has one.
Well, I'm just saying Schembechler's your legendary coach there. I don't think you put.
Does he have one?
Who, Schembechler?
Yeah.
He may have 0. He won a bunch of Big Tens. Did he win a national championship?
I think he won 1.
Maybe. He was the one that used to always say, I put more emphasis on winning the Big Ten championship, which tells me, I mean, to his credit, that's the one you could control.
Yeah,
You could
maybe he's got 0. Yeah, maybe he's got 0.
You couldn't control the national championship back then. Let's see. Russell, that short Vandy quarterback can now practice his victory kneel down in his mom's backyard.
Yeah.
Pavia Daniel says is Timu Johnny football. That is a great description of Timu Johnny football.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny Manziel probably hurt Diego Pavia a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting stuff from the chat room there. We appreciate you guys jumping in there. One more thing to get to in this segment. After we tell you about our friends at Crane U, man, you see Bo and Lance jump behind this crane here, Brownie, and they show you how the great teaching at Crane U can help you change your career.
Absolutely. Crane training, and that, like Jim said, could change your career. Maybe you're looking for a new career. Well, Crane U is a third-party training provider for the National Commission of Certification of Train Operators. That's the NCCCO. Now, you may not know what that is, but it is a massive organization, and they trust Crane U to do it. You're all-in-one destination for crane certification, so if you're looking for a career in that industry, the first big step is to get crane certified and become fully compliant. Crane U can guide you there, and they can also help your already existing crane operators, even on-site. They can come to you. See more online, craneuonline.com. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U has you handled. One call and you're good. Crane U Online, craneuonline.com.
I'm going to say this here because if this was an Alabama stat, I would be screaming it from the mountaintops. So I'm going to say this now. All 11 defensive starters from Ohio State's national championship team 2 years ago have now been drafted in the NFL draft. None of them lower than the 5th round. So all 11 starters. Not included in those 11 starters, by the way, is Arvell Reese, who was a backup on that team. So virtually 12 guys from that defense have been drafted now.
Someone can fact check me on this. I don't know how often that has happened. I do believe in that game of the century, 2011, all 22 NFL starters, or all 22 starters on defense in that game were drafted.
That's right.
I think that's true, and somebody may fact check it and find that it was 21 and 22 or something like that.
I believe that to be true.
So that is, it feels pretty rare because I remember people making such a big deal about that. These are questions we ask this day and age. Do you feel like you got enough out of that? If you're Ohio State?
Well, they won a national championship on a year that and a Big Ten championship.
Yep.
Nope, they didn't even go to that game, did they? Because they lost to Michigan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they won the national championship when they were in the 8-9 game against Tennessee.
That's right. So they won the national championship this past year.
Did go to the Big Ten championship, but lost to Indiana.
Lost it, but they beat Michigan.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've done that.
So they beat Michigan. They've won a Big Ten. They've won a national championship, but they never, as Ryan Day has said this spring, they didn't win the hat trick. They're looking for the hat trick this year to beat Michigan, win the Big Ten, and win the national championship.
I mean, to put all those players in that they have put in, you've got to be very, very proud of that if you're an Ohio State fan. But I do think it's a fair question to look back and say, did we accomplish everything we should have with those players? And
well, now do LSU from that same team you're talking about.
It's a valid question for LSU because not only did they not win it in 2011, I'd have to go back and look at Les Miles' record following that. I mean, he had good years. Let me be entirely fair to Les Miles here before I start saying he let it fall off quickly after that. 2012, well, crap, Wikipedia buys into all these vacated wins, so that's always my go-to on finding a coach's record, but Wikipedia's got a bunch of vacated wins, so that's going to be too long for me to look up. I would say no, it's a valid question if you're an LSU fan to say I don't think we got enough out of that.
Okay, I don't know if you guys talked about this. Our last thing before we get to the top of the hour, Dan Orlovsky coming up next hour, is sometimes coaches say things that. And, you can't control them. The great Josh Maxons of the world, Aaron Jordan, Alex over in Tuscaloosa, Kirk Sampson, our buddy Taylor at Auburn, these guys that have to, on the reg.
It's a lot to manage.
Lead the coach into news conferences and sometimes clean up things they say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it even happened to me the last show I was on from Talladega. We had a mic clip that made it sound like I didn't think Courtney Morgan was good at his job, but you could see my lips moving. There was just no audio, right? Taylor and I laughed about it. There are things that happen in news conference that can be explained, things that are said behind a microphone, and then there are some that I don't think you fully resonate what you're saying. And I saw this come across my feed when I was at the beach, and I made a quick note in my notes to bring it up on the show. Last week, Lincoln Riley at USC said that the window is opened for USC to win a championship.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, I don't.
And when he said that, I went to I looked at my phone and I hit replay again, and I was like, wait, what? The window is open for USC to win a national championship, to win a championship. Is this Lincoln Riley's first year? Is it his second year?
He did not just now take the job. No,
he's coached 4 years. He's made easily over $40 million to do it.
He's had double-digit wins once.
And the window is open?
Yeah.
I mean, Kirk Cignetti came down the chimney, I guess. I mean, he's in his second year at Indiana.
He's always going to be the comparison now, isn't he?
But you're at USC.
Yeah.
And you're in the same conference as Indiana.
It does sound very silly.
Who is the reigning national champion.
I don't disagree. It sounds very silly.
And he's Indiana, and he won a national championship. And you're at USC, where there's still a lot of recruits in California, right? And you've got that logo. You've got the sunshine, the song girls. I mean, I know the portal and NIL has changed a lot in college football, but they like girls, don't they?
They do.
They still have the song girls.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell me, Lincoln Riley, you're going to, behind a microphone or talking to a reporter, that the championship window is now open at USC? Well, what the hell have you been doing for 4 years?
It took a long time to crack that window. 4 years now.
I mean, was it painted shut?
That is so frustrating when that happens.
And in your same conference, 3 straight national champions, you're not one of them. And Indiana is such a dog program historically. We've showed you the Indiana championship ring, and you're going to say our window is now open?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, if I am a USC fan, I'm like, boy, I cannot believe it took 4 years to get a national championship window open at a place like USC. And you can blame the conference, change if you want. I don't know if that's a valid blame.
It should only help. It should only help USC.
I mean, I would think. I know there's a lot of belly aching from other sports about the travel, but this is football travel.
Hasn't hurt Oregon.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
they're in that same exact conference, traveling those same exact miles. And they have been in the college football playoff consistently 2 years now.
I just saw
In fact, we're the overall number 1 seed.
I saw that quote, and I was like,
yeah, boy,
Lincoln, come on. Don't say that. Don't say that, Lincoln.
A guy, he just leaves something to be desired for me as a college football coach. I've always criticized his commitment to defense, rightfully so. He's never had one. Commitment to championship-level defense, but boy, when you say the window's open for a national championship after year 4 at a place like USC.
Hey, before Brownie tells us about Central State Bank here, I want to remind you that we're at Regions on Wednesday. Kirby Smart will be there playing golf. Pete Golding will be there. Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer, Stephen Pearl, Nate Oates, Alex Golish. Is he playing? I'll have to check my list to see if Alex is playing. But everybody's going to be there. Today is the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl charity. Kirby Smart's playing in that with Tommy Tuberville.
Well, that's an interesting grouping. I thought they used to do
had
2 Georgia guys, 2 Auburn guys.
Not the case. Not
anymore?
Yep. I do not see Alex Golish. Does Alex Golish
I don't
not
know
play?
I don't know if he plays golf. I think we asked him that the first time he was on the show, and he told us that in Tampa he had a house on a golf course and had not played yet, but his sons liked it or something
Stephen
like
Pearl,
that.
Greg Sankey, Dale Murphy, Kirby Smart, Pete Golding, Nate Oates, Greg McElroy, Taylor Hicks, Kalen DeBoer, Nick Saban, Lance Armstrong.
I noticed that one. That was a
Riley
new one.
Green, Charles Barkley, Tommy Tuberville are the celebrities I've got to get one-liners for on the first tee.
Oh, I got you one for Lance Armstrong.
Does it involve a lost ball?
It does. I mean, it is perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lance
is going to take a drop here on the first tee box.
He's going to take a drop on the first T-Box.
I don't want to give you all my material. That'll be left on the cutting room floor.
But Kirby, you are talking about due to cancer, so you got to be careful. Yes. But I'm sure he's got I would guess, maybe a sense of humor about it.
Yeah. Kirby Smart, Tommy Tuberville. Guess who Brent Key's playing with?
Is he playing with another coach that is not a Georgia Tech guy?
Former coach.
A former coach?
Not a Georgia Tech guy.
Not a Georgia Tech guy. I'm going to say Brent Key randomly is going to be paired with Hugh Freeze.
Hugh Freeze.
Yes. Yep. You ain't going to miss this event.
Hugh Freeze. Hugh, you weren't invited. What do you mean I wasn't invited?
It's a golf event.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Yeah. All right. So that's going on today. Tell us, Brownie, about our friends at Central State Bank.
Yeah, that is the bank that is big enough to meet every need you have, but they're small enough to know you because they are a community bank. And boy, that matters when you've got financial needs because Central State Bank is local. The people that are making decisions that are going to impact your financial future, whether it's buying a car, starting a business, whatever the case might be, those are local people. So you deal local with Central State Bank. Building relationships, not opening accounts. That's what you have at Central State Bank. Member FDIC.
And our wonderful friends at Odie's Taverns, great locations there, both in Mountain Brook and in Homewood. Get by there and try the wonderful food. Perfect, delicious spot to get unbelievable food, including that historic cheeseburger that Rodney's been making for years and years. The best in-house made ranch. Chicken fingers are good. The cocktail selections in those styrofoam cups. And, of course, trivia on Wednesday night. Live music on Friday and Saturdays. It's our great friends at Odie's. Dan Orlovsky is 15 minutes away.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
Your representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. from day one, Xerox Business Solutions. They've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd.
Birmingham,
Get your tickets
get ready
now.
to pregame with the Birmingham Legion FC at the Coca-Cola Soccer Block Party May 7th from 2 to 6 at Protective Stadium. Bring the whole family for music, giveaways, and tons of family football fun for free from 2 to 6 May 7th at Protective Stadium. After the party, the Birmingham Legion FC takes on Miami FC with kickoff at 7 o'clock. Tickets for the match are available at bhmlegion.com. Come kick it at Protective May 7th with the Birmingham Legion FC and enjoy ice-cold Coca-Cola because fan work is thirsty work.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Final hour always brought to you by Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken. I had a chance to see Megan in Sterling's place. On the way back from the beach, I did exactly what I tell you to do when you're driving to the beach or coming back from the beach. Get off of that Alabaster exit. And I'm telling you, if you're heading down to the beach, you're about to get into traffic because of all the construction between the Alabaster exit and the Shelby County Airport and down into Chilton County because they're putting a bunch of lanes, extending the highway there. But it's all summer long. There's going to be construction there, and it's tight. So go ahead and get off and enjoy a great Southern cooked meal. Fried chicken. I went by there on my way back from the beach. My mom, my wife, and me went there. I was over talking to a nice lady at another table. My wife knew what to order me. 2 big old breasts, the sides, potato salad, the coleslaw.
Just like that girl in the bikini you were talking about.
Unbelievable.
Was Sterling looking cute?
Sterling wasn't there. Sterling's never there anymore. He's enjoying ownership.
He's there when I go.
He had just left. I mean, I think I was there at 1:15. He had just left. He brines that chicken overnight. Southern cooked food, it is the best. Champy's Chicken, champyschicken.com. My mom, every time I ask my mom, who lives in Alabaster, she goes by there all the time. She said, I went by Champy's today. Sterling and Megan, they're so nice. I said, what did you get, Mom? Oh, I got their sweet tea. And you didn't eat? Oh, yeah, I did, but I got a salad or I got chicken fingers. She always goes sweet tea first. I was like, so I went in there. I was like, Megan. I went back there, saw Megan. They were sitting down, my wife and my mom. And I went back to Megan. And I was like, do you by chance sell your sweet tea by the gallon, or can you at least make one and give me a gallon of your sweet tea? And she cooked me up a gallon of sweet tea so Mom could take it home with her. Because Mom, I think she's going by there and buying it a cup at a time.
Well, I have not had sweet tea in a long time, but back in the day, a good sweet tea, like if it was done right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, do me a favor, Tyler. If you'll punch up the screen so I'll know when Orlovsky joins us here. I do want to talk a little bit more NFL draft, but the great Dan Orlovsky, who took a victory lap on the Ty Simpson. I only picked Ty to the Rams at Cauchy. Orlovsky trumpeted Ty Simpson, and we'll get to talk to Dan about the draft in a second.
Caught a lot of heat for quite a while about it, too.
But our Michelson look back at the draft, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. I want to ask you, do we see now a true minor league system setting up in college athletics and football for the NFL after looking at this draft? Michelson gives us this look back.
969-8100, MichelsonLaserVision.com. That is where you go to get more information on our friends Drs. Mark and Jennifer Michelson. That's a father-daughter combo that are pioneers in the LASIK surgery field. If you have noticed loss of your distance vision, LASIK surgery could be the right answer for you. Now, they're going to be honest with you. I went in there, was evaluated because my distance vision is awful. And they told me, yes, LASIK will fix it. However, it might create some issues with, you may need readers and things like that. So You might not be a perfect candidate. That's how honest they were. They didn't just do a surgery to make money. They were honest with me. I chose not to do it because of that. But I recommend, if distance vision is important to you, go see our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Risk-free evaluation. MichelsonLaserVision.com or 969-8100.
The minor leagues of the NFL. College football's never wanted to be called that, but we've all known that in the NBA, college basketball is sort of that, but they have the G League, and they've always had early entries. You know, whether it's been one and dones or straight, no college, straight to the draft. But in baseball, they've had the minor league system. But even that now, because of NIL money, remember, Major League Baseball has cut out half of their minor league teams. So they've been able to pay less for their minor leagues now because there are fewer jobs open in minor league baseball. And there are more baseball players playing at Mississippi State, LSU, Alabama, Auburn, making NIL money and going straight like Paul Skeens, basically straight from college to the Major League Baseball. So it's become a cheaper version for Major League Baseball to use college baseball as their minor league system.
Yeah, and I don't know how this will continue, but, I mean, even a sport like golf, you look at Jackson Coyven at Auburn, he's won 3 straight SEC championships.
Only the second person ever to do that.
Yeah, I've heard he's making obviously more than $1 million in NIL. That is far more attractive than being on the Korn Ferry Tour right now, and this is a guy that may be able to go straight to the PGA Tour and maybe bypass some of that because he was able to stay in college and make money.
So college has always been the minor leagues for the NFL. They become stars. Fernando Mendoza is a star because of what he did in college. That excites the folks in Las Vegas, the first overall draft pick. Mendoza already is a brand. But it is now starting to look more like a minor league system. In baseball, follow me here, we used to have Rookie League, Single A, Double A, Birmingham Barons.
They would even have high Single A and high,
Triple A, Major League Baseball. Now you have the NFL, you have really the Big Ten, SEC, but the Power Four, the G6, and the FCS.
Okay. I think I follow you, right?
And I think we see more than ever the movement like you get in the old minor league baseball system where a player will come in. A lot of these players will come in, not a lot of them, but some of them will be G6 guys. Then they'll move up to, maybe the Big 12 ACC or an SEC Big 10 team, maybe another move, and then they're off to the NFL. They almost progressively get better and move up in in strength for money, but they move up almost on their way to the NFL now.
So FCS would kind of be your A ball.
Yep.
Your group of 5 would be your Double A, and your maybe not even that. Maybe like FCS would be rookie ball. Your group of 5 would be your Single A. Well, I hate to do this to them, but your Power 5 non-SEC, non-Big Ten will be your Double A, and SEC Big Ten is your Triple A.
I mean, you get a lot of Double A guys who go straight to the big leagues in baseball. A lot of Birmingham Barons guys. Sometimes your best prospects are kept at Double A.
That's right.
And your Triple A are interchangeable parts for injuries and things like that. But I bring this up only because I counted 13. Or I counted 14. I saw a graphic that said 13 group of 6 players drafted, 257 picks, and they were either 13 or 14 G6 guys drafted. Out of 257 picks, only 14 G6 guys.
Yeah, where are all those guys? They're in the group of 5 teams, Power 4 teams.
Yeah, they're all Power 4 now.
Power 4 teams.
For the first time in 47 years, there was not an FCS guy taken in the first 3 rounds of the draft.
It's hard to believe, even with all the movement, one of the Dakotas still didn't have a good enough player to draft, isn't it?
Or the Montanas.
Yeah,
or James Madison. Well, I guess they were up in the G6 now.
The James Madison players were all in Bloomington.
Yeah, they were all
they all got drafted from Indiana.
Yeah, but only 4 total were drafted, but none in the first 3 rounds for the first time in 47 years. And then that small number for the G6s. That's just a remarkable division coming out of this draft. And it's all because of NIL and the portal, the ability to move and continue to move up, make more money, and move around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it is I mean, it's just a reality. If I'm one of those coaches, I look at this and I realize I can still go recruit and I wonder what you do. Like if I'm the North Dakota State guy, do I still go recruit those guys, knowing that I'm going to lose them to somebody who's then going to develop them into an NFL player?
Oh yeah, I think you do it.
And I just say I get a year out of them, and that's a good year.
Like I told an old boss when I was part of the hiring process when I was a sports director for my sports department, and he was bemoaning that a couple of people I had hired had stayed only 2 years and left for a bigger job. And he was wanting, they had become very popular, and then they were moving on somewhere else. And he was like, I want to hire somebody that's going to hang around a little bit longer than 2 years. And my point to him was that should be what our goal is here at a TV station in Birmingham, is that we're bringing somebody in that's going to be so good for 2 years that they're moving on to bigger cities.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did a charity event with our mutual friend Lauren Sisler over the weekend, and she, in her speech, which is spectacular, by the way, I don't know if we all know Lauren's story, and even as she told her story in her speech, I got emotional. But she gives you credit in her speech. Now, that may have been because I was there. I don't know if she does it like if she's talking to General Motors.
No, I think I'm in her book. So
okay, so there you go. All right, I'm not in her book, I don't think, but I mean, she gave you credit for that. She's like, Jim Dunaway, Ryan's colleague. He hired a lot of good people. I was one of them, and when I saw the people that got hired in his sports department, it was a compliment to me. Like I felt validated that I got hired there. So that's a credit to you.
Yeah,
but you were hiring people that were taking bigger and better jobs.
That's right. It's just.
I mean, like Alex Cordry was working for CBS 42, and then the next year she was up doing like Nationals games.
She did sidelines for Tampa Bay one year, and then she was with the Nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I met her in the press box at high school. This isn't about me. But,
I know, but your point. I get your point. Like Abby Chin went to do Boston Celtics. Sizzler went to do SEC Network.
Patrick Claybon's on the NFL Network.
Claybon, NFL Network.
I worked with a lot of great people who propped me up all these years, like you and Lance have.
Yeah,
yes.
the only reason they could see those places is they stood on your shoulders, Jim.
But it's the minor league, so it works out. But Dan Orlovsky he was my favorite. Almost 1 million people were in Pittsburgh for the NFL draft.
And Dan was your favorite one of the
and
million?
Dan Orlovsky was my favorite person there.
Klatt was there.
Klatt was there.
What about Daniel Jeremiah? DJ was there.
They were fighting to be silver and bronze.
Okay.
Dan Orlovsky took so much heat for his Ty Simpson evaluation. And he was the salmon swimming upstream when it came to Ty Simpson. And I was so excited when Ty Simpson got picked, simply for Dan Orlovsky, to be honest.
The video with you, with McAfee, I mean, it became a storyline, Dan-O. How are you, first of all? You doing well, buddy?
I am doing well. It's great to see you guys. Anytime my name is in conversation with Klatt and Daniel Jeremiah is a good thing. So
that's right.
I'm doing great. Good to be with you guys.
Yeah, that is high company there. Look, everybody likes to be right, Dan. Everybody likes to be right. I don't care what kind of humility you have, how you're raised. You do like to be right. And you had said so much all along about Ty Simpson and called so much criticism for it. We were watching you and McAfee when it happened. Just to feel a personal validation to say, look, I evaluated this guy, and a team that is known for making great personnel decisions agreed with me. That's got to just have a tremendous amount of personal validation.
Oh, totally. And I kind of see why you have me, relatively emotional in the moment, and just on cloud nine. I got into this job or business industry, whatever everyone calls it, and one of the first things people said to me was, it's not your job to be right. I immediately disagreed with that. Always felt not going to be perfect, but striving to be right. I've always believed, what's the point of doing the work? And then just, okay, I'm wrong all the time type of thing. So, and I know that there's a public perception and your reputation at times is staked to certain things that you say. And I believe it should be. And so, yeah, to have, and to be honest with you guys, the weeks leading up to the draft, I even got more and more convicted over it. I went back and just started rewatching games. And I kept hearing the reporters say, I can't tie a team to him and Ty Simpson. And my experience in the league, I was just like, there's no way all the smart coaches and talent evaluators that I think confident I became in what I was seeing. And so for the Rams to select them, and then Pat, I was not supposed to be on Pat's show that night. Pat had called me late in the afternoon and said, "Hey, what are you doing later?" I was like, "I'm at the hotel just watching because I don't do anything during the draft. I'm watching the draft." And he said, "Do you want to stop by?" And so that kind of hinted me like, you're either going to try to absolutely destroy me because he's not getting drafted, or you've heard something. And then when he FaceTimed me, he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Nothing." And he showed me the draft. He's like, "You should come by." And I said, "Well, when?" And he said, "Sometime around the teens." So I was like, all right, you must have a good feeling or information. And then it went from there. And I was very happy for Ty, but certainly, very happy that, something that was so public turned out in my favor.
Now performing, and I always love on our 5 screens in studio here to see the questions they ask you, the banners. We actually see it during the show. Will the Rams regret drafting Ty Simpson?
Yes.
Was the one you had to answer today.
Yes.
So
Dan, will you eventually be wrong?
Will the Rams regret drafting Ty Simpson? I'll let you answer that for our audience.
Yeah, I don't believe so. I guess if they don't win the Super Bowl next year, there's going to be everyone going back and saying they were this player away. But I just really believe, one, that as long as this present roster for the Rams is playing, they're not picking above 24 unless they go through these rash of injuries. I truly, in my gut, believe as long as Sean McVay is their coach, they're not drafting before 20. And so we can live in this fantasy world where these teams find these unbelievable starting quarterbacks. It's just unlikely. And so I believe he's a high-end starting quarterback. I believe he's a player you win with. This is a roster that, if Matthew decides, close your eyes, can the Rams win next year's Super Bowl in LA? Yes. Well, what happens if they do? Does Matthew retire? I could see it. Then all of a sudden the Rams are like, uh-oh, we're in a bad place. Where instead now they have a quarterback that I think would step in and play good football for them if that's the case. And I don't believe that. I think it's the opposite. I think that everyone will do the whole Jordan Love, oh my gosh, the Packers haven't skipped a beat, and they're in a great place.
And I know this has been talked about a little bit, but from a guy who played the position at a high level, but didn't always start, for Ty Simpson to play his senior year in high school, sit as long as he did at Alabama, put down what he put on tape this year, does that give you confidence that he can sit behind Matt Stafford for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years and still develop, progress? He's already done it once from high school to college. As an organization, does that say, man, this looks like a guy who can grow a lot even though he's not getting a lot of in-game snaps?
No doubt. I think that there's also the reality, the best way to improve is playing. So I don't want to run from that. And the starts, that is a conversation. So yes, you want to get them, playing and whatnot. But I think that, the contrast, and I said this leading up to the draft last week, is while everyone harps on the negative of the 15 starts, and there's historical data, yes, it's also going, wait, he's just kind of scratching the surface of the type of player that he is. What would he be if he had 30 starts under his belt or 35 starts? How much better would he improve? How much more would he have to kind of grasp in his tool belt? And so, I think if you're the Rams, you're sitting there going, this guy knows how to practice at a high level against high-end competition. That was something he intimated at Alabama. And I'd also say this, guys, and I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I don't think outside of your guys' area, I don't think a lot of people know how average to bad Bama was last year. I do not think Alabama was a very good football team last year. And so I think there's even more he did a lot to carry the team in many moments, more so than he was carried.
Dan Orlovsky with us. The question he's currently answering on the replay of First Take: are the Cowboys now Super Bowl contenders? It is never ending with the Cowboys, is it? You get that question.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all address that question like once a week on First Take.
Yeah, there's a lot of Cowboys fans.
Yeah, they got TVs.
I think this comes into it. You guys probably know it, but just we're entering a little bit of a unique time when it comes to sports media studio daily stuff, because while we're in the heart of the playoffs for the NBA and the NHL, I don't know the studio appetite for that stuff. I don't know. I really don't base on it. The NFL, I think, dominates studio appetite, and you're coming off of a draft that maybe didn't have as much, high-end buzz and euphoria because there wasn't 6 quarterbacks or superstar talent. And so I think the next month or so, you'll try to, talk about the NFL and as much as you can. And then I think it'll get quiet a little bit for June and July, which is great for people like me.
I'm curious, either in your evaluation of Simpson or since you took such a strong stand, have you heard from Ty or his father, Jason?
I've never spoke with Ty or his father. I think I spoke with Jason one time on the phone months ago. And it was just like an introduction type of thing. We didn't really talk about Ty, but over the last, however many months, 3, 4, 5 months, no, I haven't talked to his dad, and I've never spoken to Ty.
Listen, we appreciate your time. We know you've been very busy. And this is an off-the-wall thing, but am I right? Did you play in NFL Europe during your career? Did you play over there? No. There was a time.
I did not play in NFL Europe. I played in Europe in the international games, but not for NFL Europe, the league.
And for those that don't know, back in the World League of American Football, and I made you a lot older than you really are, Dan. I apologize.
Yeah, I was about to say NFL Europe's been going for quite a while.
Because now I think back how long ago the Rhine Fire was. You were a kid.
Yeah.
Would you, if it was no contact, would you feel comfortable as an NFL organization if you had some working relationship with the UFL that's on Fox and ESPN, having your 2 or 3 quarterback play in a game where the quarterback wears the red shirt, no contact with the quarterback, just to get seat time, continuing to play at a sort of professional level? They're a little higher than college, maybe, with some NFL wannabes. Would you be comfortable with that if you were in ownership?
No. One, that's not real life. It's just not. When I was in college, I used to get mad at my head coach that he would have me be in non-contact because I just know that's not real. I mean, the difference between knowing you can get hit and knowing you can't get hit is a very different experience. And I think it could teach you more bad habits than good habits. That's why one of the reasons, as much as I love 7-on-7, I do think there's a little bit where it teaches quarterbacks bad habits. You don't have this sense of urgency. You don't fear for the pain of getting hit or the reality of and pain of negative plays. I'd rather have my guys almost doing the Jaden Daniels of being in a virtual reality setting, because I can get you a lot of reps in that and kind of the same result outside of the actual thing of throwing the football. So I'm a believer in habits. I think that can teach you some pretty poor habits rather than the benefit that might come from it with a live reps, quote unquote.
All right, before you go, aside from Ty Simpson, the draft pick where you think player plus team, perfect marriage for you, you really, really like the spot for this player.
Yeah, I love the Vanderbilt tight end going to Philly. I really do. I think ex-quarterback, super smart. Like he's not going to blow people up when it comes to in the line blocking. He'll have to refine his route running. But I think with the style of offense that Sean Mannion, the new play caller, is going to bring over, he's like the ideal style of tight end. I think it's a perfect marriage.
Yeah. Eli Stowers, the Vanderbilt tight end. They also get Mekhi Lemon. They're going to lose A.J. Brown. He's going to be a Patriot. But you backfill with those two guys. I mean, look, A.J. Brown, that's a lot to recover. But, I mean, if Mekhi Lemon is what people think he is, you add in Stowers, Jalen Hurts still going to have some weapons to throw to.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different version of football that Jalen's played in, though. I mean, it's a new era of offense. And it's interesting that they would hire in Philly an offensive coordinator that the premise of the offense is under center, play action, throw of the middle of the field, the 3 things that Jalen doesn't do nor do well. So I do think that's a a very interesting thing to pay attention to.
Hey, does your coworker and friend Laura Rutledge bring food into work? Because I was watching her daughter Reese work the camera on her socials yesterday. She's always cooking these elaborate meals and stuff, and I was like, I wonder if she brings any leftovers in for Dan and the crew.
She doesn't, and I actually don't even think that's her cooking all the time. I always tell her I think that's somebody else cooking that she videotapes, and it's pretend, because I'm like, there's no way that you have all the time to do all the things that you do and like the creative brain. And she always like, Dan, I love to cook. It's like therapeutic for me, which I can understand, but I always mess with her. Like, that's not you cooking, right? Like that's somebody else who is videotaping their hands.
Don't try to fool me. He is Dan Orlovsky, and he is on his way from one ESPN studio to another, which is when he loves to join us, and we always appreciate that. Thank you for the time, Dan. I know it was a tiresome week, but we appreciate you spending a few with us to talk about it.
Anytime.
Thank you, man.
All right, buddy, you too. Take care. Dan Orlovsky with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Inverness Country Club, by the way, Lance off. You guys know that. He'll be back with us maybe Friday.
I think Friday's the target date here.
I thought he was coming back on May 2nd, which is a Saturday.
I thought he told me he'd be back Friday. The back end of this trip, the nature of the trip, for those that missed it, Lance was basically had a European river cruise dropped in his lap. But, hey, by the way, you leave in 2 weeks. So they had to scramble to put some of this travel together, which I think the return end was the difficult part.
Yeah.
So Lance texted me the other day, and he said he would be back next Monday, the 4th.
Okay, so that
Star
Jim's
Wars
right.
Day for anyone who cares.
May the 4th be with you.
Yeah, I thought 2nd was the return date on the plane.
Yeah, that was what was up in the air, no pun intended, as he was leaving because of the nature of. I mean, you just have a trip dropped in your lap. You haven't been able to do a ton of pre-planning on that.
As a guy who doesn't travel as much, but when he does, has paid attention, and I read the headlines every day to prepare for the show, I'm putting Lance's return to the show over/under at May 4th and a half.
May 4th and a half. So we get Tuesday if we take the over.
Do you want Tuesday after or Monday or before?
I'm going to say Monday or before because I think he's coming back on the 4th because he's trying to travel on the 1st or 2nd. So that's going to give me a couple buffer days for him to get back in town.
But I'm right. The river cruise part of this is over with. Now he's just, I'm in Europe, so let's enjoy Europe while we're here.
There were going to be a few more days, and then where do we fly home from, and what does that look like? I think. Yeah.
So we've got a whole week of.
I say the river cruise is over. I'm not certain about it. I think it was a 10-day river cruise, so I don't think it is over.
I knew there were some few days left that were already in Europe. So let's start doing some European things since we don't have to buy a different flight to come over for that.
Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen is my projection in this is that Lance will realize, hey, there's a lot to do in Europe here. Why don't we bounce down to Italy real quick? The flight's only $60.
That's right.
From wherever we are.
Yeah.
Or hey, we can go to the Spanish coast on a train for $20.
Right. Boy, these are some cheap travel prices you've got.
That's the way it is.
Travel across Europe is stupid cheap.
Yeah.
Really?
My friend Bailey Drew, who just got engaged, congratulations, Bailey Drew, Auburn graduate, she did student teaching over there in Spain. And while she was there for 2 years, she traveled all over Europe, and she would tell me the flights from here to there was like $30, $60.
Wow.
I think $60.
Now, each of those flights is only like an hour.
Well, yeah, but
or
still.
less usually.
Yeah,
but it's like less than an hour to fly from Birmingham to Atlanta, and I can't do that for $60.
I think the most expensive flight she took from Europe to Europe was $60 US.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be over there, realize how, relatively speaking, inexpensive it is to move to do this and this. Why not knock it out while we're here?
Right.
So I'm taking the over, not back on Monday, and I don't blame him. I would stay over there as long as I would.
And that's what we told him. This is potentially a once in a lifetime. You take as long as you need or want or can afford. That's going to be the problem. Money's going to start to run out at some point.
Yeah, but I mean, once you're there,
other
than accommodations, the food and the travel is inexpensive.
I mean, when somebody gives you a European river cruise, you need to take as much advantage of it as you can. But I think it was a 10-day cruise, and it started last Sunday, so I don't think the cruise is technically over. I'm not certain of that, but I don't think so. Man,
he has paid thousands of dollars for Super Bowl tickets and has left when the Super Bowl was not technically over.
That is correct. Still in doubt. Yeah.
So I would say that him staying 10 days on that cruise or getting off that boat and not going back on that boat 7 days into it is a more realistic possibility.
That's true.
Than
There
him.
was a stop in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
He
sure.
could have gotten
He
lost
got-
in a
he got
coffee
back,
shop.
I think he got back on in Amsterdam, but but you're right. There's a chance. I've seen enough of this boat. Let's do it on our own now.
Yeah, we've got it to this point.
Yeah.
The boat's good.
By the way, we didn't pay for the boat, so we can get off the boat anytime we want.
We're here. Now let's start our European trip.
That's right.
From this point on.
Yeah.
So I don't think he makes it all 10 days on the boat, and I don't think he's back on Monday, a week from today. If I was him, I would not be back. I would until Brown texted me last night. I was iffy today. I had forgot all about
I did was text you a reminder of the Hoover Toyota Drive-In because you'd been out for a week.
And I looked at Maggie. I was like, gosh, I go back to work tomorrow. So, and that wasn't Europe. So, be hard to end this trip if I was him.
Simply 30A.
Yeah, Simply 30A.
Brown might be co-hosting Next Reel with me next week. If Lance isn't back. I got to talk movies with somebody.
I'm happy to do that. I mean, I'll do it.
So you've gone, like, are you scratching? You've gone 1 week without a Next
Yeah,
Reel?
I've been going through withdrawals here.
Dang,
I've seen all these movies and I have no one to talk about them with.
If he's not back, I will host it with you. I'll do a sit down. I'm not going to be much help. Brown, have you seen? No, I have not.
Yeah, Thursday on the beach, Maggie started feeling bad for me because I went from last Sunday to this Sunday without a golf outing.
Oh,
and I was going almost like every other day for about a month there, and I had a stick and a watered up cup.
That's kind of the way it started.
Knocking it into a hole in the sand I had dug, and she's like, "What's happening here?" And I was like, "I haven't played golf in a while. I've created my own little imaginary game. I can only sit in that chair laying out so much, and I'm not a huge drinker, so I mean, it was 12 noon." And I was tanned about as much as I could tan. I'd sit in that chair.
High noon, if you will.
Yep. So I wadded up a ball, dug a hole in the sand, and had a stick. It was hitting a piece of trash virtually with a piece of driftwood into a hole in the beach.
It was like Tom Hanks playing golf with Castaway.
So I understand what you mean. You need to talk movies with somebody.
I mean, I can't sit on the beach for long periods of time.
I'm not a big beach guy, beach sitter myself.
I'm just not that kind of guy on vacation.
I'm really good. I mean, I'm going to take credit for the graphic that Brooks is doing that I trashed earlier. That was sort of, I said, what would be interesting? I would find interesting if you do this graphic and update it as we go through recruiting. Here's another free tip for you right here. The next reel, why don't you open up the co-pilot seat to whoever you choose from the chat room to come in and sit with you and talk movies. One person while Lance is gone, and do one this week.
That could work, yeah.
Yeah, just open it up to somebody that impresses you in the chat room with their movie knowledge.
They kill me for my lack of knowledge, so go start with those people that kill me for my lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
The Browns should never comment on movies segment of the chat room.
Yeah, or
which
Jim,
we get a lot.
Jim looks up. It's viewing menu. Watch Jim's eyes. He's checked out.
Jim's checked out.
Yeah, Jim's buffering. Watch out. Jim's
He's
buffering.
already scrolling on his phone.
Jim is disconnected from the server.
Jim is buffering.
Yep.
Oh, he's back. He's back. He's going to tease something sports. All right. When we come back, no trash today because Lance isn't here.
That returns with Lance. We've made that decision. Trash returns with Lance. Yes.
When we come back, a couple of more thoughts before we get out of here. But our friends at Inverness Country Club in great Lance fashion. Brownie, are you playing today?
It is a Monday. Course closed on Monday, but I will be back out there tomorrow, weather permitting, with our friends at Inverness Country Club, ICCalabama.com. If you would like to set up a tour at Inverness Country Club, you can find all the information there. Our friend Aaron is happy to show you around. So many Next Round family have gone out there, families of the Next Round, and said, hey, I want to see the place where the Next Round is members. It could be my country club home. What you're going to find when you set up this tour, beautiful clubhouse, great food, a fun golf course, resort-style pool. You're going to find a ton of amenities, including the tennis center, which is undergoing a renovation right now. It's going to be world-class when it's finished. Call Aaron now and set up a tour, 205-991-8608. That's Aaron's number, 205-991-8608, or ICCalabama.com. The best days start at Inverness Country Club.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
I'm attorney Alexander Shinar, Alabama born, Alabama raised, and ready to fight for your rights. I have one of the largest firms in Alabama, and we are here to help you get the compensation you deserve. Call me, Alabama, 323-1000.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services being performed is greater than those of other lawyers.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
The PGA Tour champions are coming back to Greystone. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, is bringing championship golf April 29th through May 3rd. Watch the game's biggest names battle it out for one of the most prestigious titles on the tour. Experience the atmosphere, the excitement, and a full week of entertainment. This is the week golf fans love. The region's tradition, presented by Coca-Cola, April 29th through May 3rd. Get your tickets now.
Birmingham, it's official. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola is coming to town. On Thursday, May 7th, head to Uptown from 2 to 6 for your chance to get a free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup Original Trophy. It's a once-in-a-lifetime moment for fans of all ages. Again, Thursday, May 7th at Uptown from 2 to 6. Your chance to get the free photo with the iconic FIFA World Cup Original Trophy. The FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola, because fan work is thirsty work.
How many chicken fingers just fell on the ground? Did any of them spill?
None. A total
None.
of 0.
How many's in the box?
It was 1 potato chip.
Oh.
That's what we lost.
How many chicken fingers are in the box?
Don't give them a free commercial.
We're not
by
giving
the
them
way.
a commercial. Don't look at it.
Lower down,
It's
Tyler. Lower
sliders.
down, Tyler.
How many?
Sliders.
Sliders? Okay.
Oh, no.
No? Okay.
I'm out. I'm out on the sliders.
Little
I'll try anybody's chicken fingers one time.
little marketing thing there.
Yeah, I judge them. I judge them next to Champies. They always come up short.
Can I notice something on what Scott amazingly quickly put together? Or there's something I noticed.
Our AI budget's undefeated. Brought to you by our friends at Hemphill. We'll tell you about Hemphill after You show us the AI creation.
All right, so this is Dunaway playing golf on a beach. Your wood shrinks mid-swing.
It does.
Dare I say.
It does.
Dare I say your wood shrinks mid-swing.
Still bigger than yours, though.
That is crazy, Scott, how quickly you can put stuff like that together. It's just
What is crazy is I have that hat, which is where you got the picture from, me in that hat.
Yep.
Yeah. It looks like me talking, which I guess I was talking in the video you gave them. That looks like my legs and my feet are white at the bottom just like that. That's absolutely amazing. Amazing. The stick I was hitting was not shaped that well, though.
See, Brown noticed that the wood shrunk. I had noticed that Dunaway's hands went up the shaft.
Yeah. I noticed.
It curves to the left, too.
Yes. Which can all be helped with our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama.
There we go.
I noticed how good the swing looks.
It is. It's the best swing you've ever had. Is what's funny.
I just want to keep watching it on a loop because my swing looks so damn good.
I know.
And I got out of the sand in one try.
Well, you just need to video yourself on a regular golf course and send it to Scott now, and he can make your swing look really good now with AI.
By the way, the water looked better at 38 than it does right there, and that's a compliment. Hey, our friends at Hemp Hill. Tell us about Hemp Hill Brownie.
Hemp Hill, if it doesn't run right, flow right, or drain right, Hemp Hill Service is the place you need to go. 229-2090, 229-2090. That's 205 area code. And as I said all last week, and I'll say it again this week, even though there's some cooler weather coming, it is going to be very warm weather soon. You want to make sure your HVAC is ready to go. And when the temperatures start to hit 90s, 100s, your AC doesn't flake out on you. Hemp Hill can take care of that. Get it tuned up right now so it's ready to go for the hot summer months. 205-229-2090, Hemp Hill Services. And they also bring you Lance'sLock.com. Plays even from Europe. Lance, I think, was on fire last time I checked. On fire from Europe. His European plays were on fire. Lance'sLock.com, sponsored by Hemp Hill Services, 229-2090.
And our friends at Champy's bring you this final hour. One more thing to get to before we're done here. Champy'sChicken.com. Never done. Open 7 days a week. Open for lunch and dinner. Great happy hour. Go by there and take some stuff home or back to the office. Champy'sChicken.com. Brined overnight, cooked to order, fried chicken, and the best chicken fingers in town. It's Champy's Chicken. Man, it's a bad look for Mike Norvell.
What?
Mike Norvell at Memphis averaged 2 draft picks a year when he was at Memphis. At Florida State, he's averaging 3 draft picks a year.
I mean, I think the results back that up, don't they?
The numbers are actually worse than that because the numbers are skewed there because in 2023, he had 10 draft picks.
Yep.
So now, if you take out the 2023 draft picks, at Memphis, he had 2 per year. Minus that 2023 class, he's averaging 1.25 draft picks a year at Florida State. Those numbers don't add up.
They don't. It is... It's alarming if you're Florida State because that used to be a pipeline to the NFL. Florida State and Miami and Florida coming out of the Sunshine State used to just fill the NFL with players. The most alarming thing, though, Jim, is I look at the results on the field and I say it matches the number of players we're putting in the NFL.
The one good year we had 10.
That's right.
The other 5 years we've had 5.
Total?
Yeah. I mean, he's had 15 in his time at Florida State, years 2 through 6.
Yeah.
And 10 of those were in 1 year.
Yeah. And then the years where I've only had 1, my record looks like I've only had 1. And that's what's alarming is record is matching NFL draft. So he's got to get that turned around. I mean, this is the year he's got to turn it around, Jim. If he doesn't, he's likely going to be unemployed or at another job. And he's pinning his hopes on Ashton Daniels, which... Well, if I'm a Florida State fan, that scares the you-know-what out of me that I've pinned my hopes on Ashton Daniels. He was named the starter last week. I mean, I saw him play 1 good game at Auburn. I didn't see him play a whole lot of good football at Stanford prior to that.
Really interesting. Our gutter cap stat of the day, before you tell us about gutter cap, Brown, if you know the answer, if you already looked at it today, don't answer. But does anybody have a guess on the length of years the NHL has gone without a Canadian Stanley Cup champion?
I think the last one was 1992. Am I right about that?
94.
94. Okay, I knew it was in the 90s.
32 years.
Yeah.
The NHL drought of having a Canadian franchise win the Stanley Cup. 3 Canadian franchises made the Stanley Cup playoffs this year. One of them swept and eliminated last night as Carolina swept the Senators. The Oilers are down 3-1, so they are facing elimination. And thank God Tampa Bay came back last night and beat the Montreal Canadiens to even that series 2-2. So it looks like right now the Canadiens are the best chance to make it out of the first round, and they still have to battle uphill, tied 2-2 against the number 1 seed. But every one of those games have been close in an overtime. And it's going to eliminate the Canadiens again, maybe all in the first round. Should we drop this stat because there are so few Canadian franchises
No,
now?
because the reason it's a meaningful stat is it is viewed as their sport, quote unquote, right?
Right.
I mean, that's why people give this stat. People
What do you
don't-
mean they, Brown? No, I'm kidding. Go
They
ahead.
being Canadians. It is a Canadian sport more than it is a United States sport. So it's weird, even though it's like international players are playing in the United States. It's just like it seems like it means more. This would be the same stat if the Southeastern Conference had not won a national championship since 1994. You would give this stat. Why? Because it's Southern football, and it means more to Southerners, it seems, than anywhere else. How can it mean so much, but they not have the same results? I mean, you agree with that, right?
I do.
It seems like it would mean more to the Canadian fans than the American fans. Like, who do you think is a more passionate fan, a Toronto Maple Leafs fan base or a Florida Panthers fan base?
Well, other than the great Atlanta television sports host Maria Martin, I would say the Canadian fan base, but she is a passionate Florida Panther fan.
Okay, so you know one.
Yeah. Just thought I thought that was interesting. 32 years, and there's a potential they're all eliminated again in the first round. In recruiting, we started the show off talking about 5-star Elijah Haven from Baton Rouge picking Alabama over the weekend. He's the number 1 quarterback in the 2027 class. Auburn took a big jump by getting Myson Johnson Cook, 4-star running back. He's in the mix there. Absolutely a stud. And everyone's blown away by his size and how fast he is from East St. Louis, Illinois, coming to Auburn. A couple other big commitments. One of them going to Oregon. 4-star linebacker Brandon Loxley picked Oregon over Alabama and LSU. But the biggest non-Alabama quarterback commitment over the weekend actually went to Texas A&M. 5-star offensive lineman Kennedy Brown, 6'4", 315, picked Texas A&M over Florida and LSU. Big time in recruiting, but that's another big get for Mike Elko. And if we go back to Brooks's graphic.
Has it changed?
I don't know if he's updated Alabama. It needs to be moving up, but go back to Brooks's graphic here, and you'll notice Texas A&M way up at number 1 there with 13 commits, and just added over the weekend that 5-star offensive lineman, one of the best offensive linemen in this class. Texas A&M and Mike Elko is cooking in recruiting right now. And it's a big few weeks. April, May, big-time 5-star commitments coming off the board. And that's our Gutter Cap update there. Tell us about Gutter Cap.
Yeah, Gutter Cap, our buddy C. Stu says cap it, don't snap it. You don't want to have to climb up on that roof all the time and keep cleaning out your gutters, right? Well, that's why you use Gutter Cap. They've got this patented aluminum gutter covering. They get on that ladder, they clean out your gutters one final time, and then they cap them forever, and you never have to worry about those leaves and debris clogging up your gutters again. The main thing you don't have to worry about is getting on a roof and taking care of it. To come out and get a free estimate and get those gutters capped the one last time, 823-2212. That's our buddy C. Stu. 823-2212. Tell C. Stu I heard about it on the next round. I don't ever want to climb that ladder again. Cap it, don't snap it with our friends at Gutter Cap. C. Stu, 205-823-2212.
Detroit and Orlando in the NBA playoffs, 7 o'clock on NBC, followed by Minnesota and Denver. if you're a baseball fan, 5:10 tonight on FS1. My Tampa Bay Rays. First of all, congratulations to the Atlanta Braves, first to 20 wins.
That's a surprise, right?
Yeah, faster than the Dodgers.
Yeah, everybody thought it'd be the Dodgers.
Congratulations to Braves fans. Tonight, 5:10 Central Time, FS1, Tampa Bay and Cleveland. I tell you that because Cleveland's starting pitcher tonight, Parker Messick, is 3-0, and he has one of the, if not the lowest ERA, I don't think it's the lowest, but one of the lowest ERAs right now as a rookie, off to a 3-0 start. I bring that up because no franchise has been no-hit more than the Tampa Bay Rays.
It seems like once or twice a year.
No hitter in play tonight. Tampa Bay in Cleveland with youngster Parker Messick on the hill tonight. It's a free play for you there at Kalshi if you want to go jump on the Guardians tonight. That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time live show. And don't forget, on Wednesday, we're out at Greystone for the Regions Tradition Pro-Am with the likes of Pete Golding, who will be over from Ole Miss to play a little golf. Kirby Smart's in town, and, of course, all the Alabama and Auburn coaches are up and around, helping raise money for Children's of Alabama Children's Hospital here locally with the Regions Tradition Pro-Am. Wednesday for that, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for the tournament at Greystone. You can get your tickets at Regions. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.